Test. Welcome. Return of ammo, welcome. You're always one of the first in, you are. I can't hear myself. Are we good? How's everyone doing? Corion, welcome. Michael. How's everyone starts the week? Feeling good? You have Alexa reminder set. Nice. That's cool. That's good to know. That's pretty funny. Look what I made the other day. This is how bored I've been. That is a Lego phone holder, and you can charge your phone through the bottom of it. Oh, I broke it. Oh god. Oh, I spent so long on that. Damn it. I'm joking, I didn't really spend them. Woodside, welcome. Oh, I can't remember how it went now. This music's loud. Just need a little bit of super glue. Yeah, that's a good idea. I thought it'd be nice to have my phone just sat there, so I can charge it at the same time. There we go. Is that in your way? Is that in your way? Right there. If I put it there, that'd be alright, wouldn't it? Right then. Evening, Russ. Oh, it's been a frustrating few days, to be honest. I've been in slight panic mode, looking at how just being aware of how quiet it's gone and how I've not got a lot booked in the calendar. And so I'm trying to figure out where my time and where my money and energy is best concentrated. Sorry, I usually make the boys' bed before the stream starts. There we go. And I hate not working. And so when I've got days where I've got no work booked in, I'm sat here editing videos, and there's stuff I can get on with, and there's admin I can do, and there's bits and bobs that I do need to catch up on. But not being out there earning money really sort of plays on my mind. And I'm sat here feeling the pressure and the panic, and is this how the next few months are going to be? Because if this is, savings run out and I've only got so much to last me. And then I had a text from a lad on Instagram, and he says he's had to pack up his business because things have gone quiet. And yeah, it's just I've got to keep I've got to keep it in the back of my head where I know I have days like this where I'm doubting everything and things aren't necessarily working out, and sometimes I'm spending money and not necessarily earning very much. And then the next day I'll have 3 or 4 inquiries, something big will come in, and then everything's looking up again. And I've just got to remember that as long as you're doing the right things, the things do have a habit of working out. I think just being a good person, making good decisions. My mum always taught me that. She was just do the right thing and things will work out. And that's what I've been doing. And And today I had a bit of a turnaround where I thought, right, once I've finished editing the video and it's all uploaded and stuff, I'll schedule that. And then I'm going to put a bit of time into just sharing some adverts around, like on some of the Facebook communities, because I met a lad on a pressure washing job a while back in my town, and he's like a waste removal guy. And we got chatting and stuff, and he was quite interested in what I was doing. And I just said, like, how do you advertise then? How did you get this one, for example? And he said, I post in all of the community groups. All the community groups on Facebook. I'm all over it. That's where 90% of my work comes from. And then it's like word of mouth after that. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I thought about that today. And so I'd spent some time sort of joining some of the local groups, and you've got to answer the questions, and you can only post adverts on certain days and stuff. So it is a bit of a nuisance, like. But and then I put together some good pictures, like specifically for clearing gutters. I'll show you one of the adverts that I put out. Here we go. So I literally just put, hi everyone, wondered if anyone would benefit from having their gutters cleared out this week. Please get in touch via DM, message or call. And I just put just a few basic pictures to demonstrate a bit of gutter clearing. And this one I posted last night. I've done another 2 today, just 2 groups, just to see like what the impact was. I don't want to do loads of groups because then it's hard to judge what the impact actually was and how much, and like which groups are the best and stuff. So I just did like 3 or 4 groups, and I got a lead from this one. And the lady messaged me, and I said, like, I can literally come out this afternoon if that's convenient for you. And she went, yeah, great. And I put in a price, and she went, yep, fine. And she's left me a lovely review. And so it's just like that half an hour's worth of effort to just put a few posts out has led to that one, which I actually got done today. So I've earned my money today, what I need to earn. So that's good. And then while I was at the job, from a different community group, I had another person get in touch. And I'm probably going to get them booked in. And then I had another friend get in touch who'd seen one of my posts to say she wants her gutters doing, and like a minor repair and stuff as well. So that's 3 leads, or three jobs I've had, or quotes I've had to do today. So that's sort of, I've been in this weird mood where I've been a bit sort of worried or frustrated and stuff, and I'm still kind of in it, but I don't need to be anymore because things are starting to, like, I'm putting a bit of effort into advertising and stuff. After that job that I went out on today, which was just this one that I posted earlier, front and back gutters on this house. After this one, it's in a quite obscure area in the countryside, and so I thought I'm going to spend like an hour now just walking around and leafleting everything. And I did. I must have put out maybe about 100 leaflets, which doesn't sound like a lot, but there were big old houses, big long driveways, and I literally leafleted the whole area. And so who knows, something might come back off the back of that as well. I put some leaflets in a pub. These little towns and villages and stuff, they've all got a pub. So I thought, I've done that a few times over the last few weeks. I've just dropped a leaflet into the pub and I've spoke to the person behind the bar and I said, I'm just cleaning some gutters down the road. Wondered if I could give you a leaflet. And they're all very lovely and nice. Yes, thank you, yes. The Lawn Ranger. Yes, Jake, started the week with loads of final cuts on grass, but being so wet, I was at a loose end. Can you not cut grass when it's wet? Sounds like a stupid question, but is that the case? Tomorrow, I've got 6 gutter jobs on from focusing my day on getting the work in. How did you do that? You say you focused your day on getting gutter jobs. How did you do that? I'm interested. The next few months are what you make it. Always something to be earning money. Remember, it can't rain forever. That's the exact mindset that I'm in. I'm like, if I put the effort in, there's plenty of work out there. People are still spending money. This is gutter season. It's about to kick off. All the leaves are dropping. If I put some energy into like advertising stuff and letting everyone know these are the services I offer. God, this is dramatic music for this sort of chat, isn't it? I don't know if you can hear the music very well, but I can. Yeah, there's money out there. Certainly. I like what you said there. It is what you make it. Because I could choose to just sit back and think, oh, I'm not getting any work, and then go all miserable, and then let that affect my mood and let that affect my work and my momentum. Because there's a lot to say for momentum as well. Like if you're doing bits every day, anything, even if you're not directly doing work, if you're doing bits every day that contributes towards the bigger picture, people see that stuff. And something you did 3 weeks ago could lead to something that happens today. You can't hear the music. It's very dramatic. It's like Lord of the Rings. I'm like making this like speech. Yeah. I use AI generator. Have a look at my page as what it as what it will type for you. I use AI generator. Have a look at my page. Is that how you spell it? This has got to be you, surely. What do you mean you use an AI generator? November special. Get your gutters ready for winter season with our exclusive offer. For the entire month of November, we're thrilled to offer fantastic 50% off on our professional gutter clearance service. 50% off, man. Is that genuine? Or is that a marketing thing? Might sound a lot, but the idea is to get 2 jobs when I might usually get 1. Are you genuinely slashing your price by 50%, or are you going in at a higher price and saying, I'm actually going to do it for half that, which sort of almost, you know what I mean? Is it actually 50%? Do you plug into their electric or use a generator? If they're home and they're happy for me to, I always plug into their electric supply. I do have the Mighty Atom generator in case there's no one home, or like there's no access to power, which is rare. It has saved me a few times when I've gone to a job that's been like, I don't actually keep it in the van anymore, but it was a good job I kept it in the van in this situation, because I travelled like about 45-50 minutes to get to this property, and the lady wasn't home. She was stuck in traffic, but it meant that I managed to start the job, and I was almost done by the time she got home, so it was lucky I weren't waiting around. Mate, I ordered the high pressure hose in your bio and it came damaged with holes in it. What the heck? In my bio? Which bio? Which hose? Which manufacturer? That's insane. How can a high pressure hose get holes in it? Evening, David. Dan says, I always go to my local, picked 2 jobs last week, a driveway and a gutter clean, so worth going for a pint. How do you like squeeze that into a conversation, Dan? Are you literally just making friends with random people and saying, this is what I do? Are you interested? Literally message every person who I've been to in the last few years for any sort of work and let them know that I'm doing gutter cleans and running 50% off. The Lawn Ranger, how are you logging all of these people's details? Because I need to start doing this. Is it called SEO or something? What is the definition of SEO? SEO def. Or am I thinking of the wrong acronym? Oh, that's search engine. Oh, that's search engine targets. What's the word for like when you acquire a customer, when you hold on to their details? CRM. Thank you. CRM. CRM definition. Customer relationship management. So are you storing everyone's like name, address, phone number? Because I don't do that. I mean, I've got all the messages. Most of my work comes through on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger and stuff. So I've got everyone's. Because I could be sending out like mass texts and stuff, couldn't I? Oh, that's a massive missed opportunity. That's a missed opportunity because for the last 12 months worth of customers for like, particularly in pressure washing season, I could literally just drop a mass message and say, just to let you guys know, I'm offering gutter clearing now. You should keep spreadsheets or databases of customers. How are you doing that? Are you just saving it into your phone? Have you got like a separate area where you save it? Have you got to take your laptop around with you? You do it on the laptop? You know what I mean? I want to know your exact process of how you're saving this information. If you don't mind, I know I'm being quite demanding. I'm sorry. Wayne, welcome. Who's on tonight? It's just me, mate. Sorry to disappoint. No, joking. No, it's just me. We don't have a guest every week. These live streams started off as just me, and I've got like 4 or 5 guests lined up who have expressed interest in joining me, so that's pretty cool. They're good, top-notch guests as well, so just got to make it work. I'm going on holiday next week for like 10 days. Well, it's like a week, but then we come back and then we go away on a little family trip after that with my mom and my nan and stuff. So I'm not going to be around for a couple of weeks after tonight. Don't know what I'm going to do about videos. I'm wondering whether I should still record this week and maybe schedule some stuff if I've got time to edit it. Don't want to be editing on holiday, do I? I'm genuinely slashing the higher end of the market, as most window cleaners charge £5 per metre, so £2.50 is still a good earner for an hour's or so work. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean £2.50 per metre, that's what I've just quoted for a big school. But obviously it's massive, so it's like 265 metres worth of gutters, so, and they've gone for it, which is good. It's going to be me and Squeaky Clean Dave on that one, so I've just got to work out dates. They came back to me today, so that's another thing. That's another thing that happened. That, like, I put a quote in at a school last week or the week before, and then didn't hear anything from them, thinking, oh great, the price is too high, they've ignored me. All these intrusive thoughts, that's thinking like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe I'm getting in over my head and all this sort of stuff. And then today they just messaged saying, yep, quote received, happy to go ahead, we'll get back to you. What did they say? What day is it? Oh, kids are off this week, so we'll get back to you next week when everyone's back in, and we'll figure out a date. So it's like stuff comes round, and the work you put in, it really does snowball, and it really does like It's the compound effect. If anyone hasn't read the book or listened to the audio book, the compound effect. Is it effect or affect? Effect. This one. You can get it on Audible. If you download it on your phone, just listen to it when you're in the van, or stick it on your headphones when you're on a job or something. Literally a life-changing book, that is. That's what encouraged me to start my business. Actually get going and start doing something. Thank you, David. CRM. It's called Not Deleting Your Messages and Pen and Paper Daily. Daily diary. My old colleague was like a massive advocate of pen and paper, just writing everything down in his he used to keep a little pad in his top pocket. And I really admire it. But every time I've tried to do it and I've needed it, that pad is nowhere to be found. They always disappear. So it's like, if I'm going to cherish this one, this is like my book of information, my holy book, the Holy Grail, the Bible, Smelty's Bible. I'm going to lose it, and it's going to be a total waste of time. Keep a spreadsheet or a database. The AI generator literally, Rachel, welcome. The AI generator literally will write a whole thing for you with a short idea of what you want to post. Do you know what I did? I've literally just done that. And if you want to have a look on my website, which I just made, smeltspressurewashing.co.uk. Some of this is written by me, but some of it I've literally copied and pasted into ChatGPT, and I've said, improve this. You just put literally improve this, paste what you want to paste, and it will like reword it and put nicer words in and do it slightly differently. Or you can just say, like, for this bit, I just put, tell me the in a short paragraph, tell me the benefits of soft washing. And this is like, I probably couldn't have written it better myself. I'm quite happy with the way the website has turned out. I've been putting off getting a website for a long time because I didn't think it really did much. And I think, but I thought the same about leaflets. I thought they were a bit of a waste of time as well. I was in the mindset where I was like, right, social media is everything now. Everyone's on social media, but they're not. And people who've got big commercial work and stuff, and like, I can't be picky this time of year. I've been able to pick and choose my jobs earlier in the year, and I've thought, I'm not targeting commercial work because I don't want it. I don't need it. It's too much. It's more time and effort getting all the health and safety paperwork together. They don't pay on time. It's a bigger, more sort of taxing jobs. You can't really charge as much per square meter because it's such a big area. You got to scale your prices down and stuff. And I just thought, like, I'm not targeting it, so why would I have a website? But like now, I sort of need it, and I'm thinking, well, if these big commercial clients are going to take me seriously, maybe I should look at getting a website. And so it's been quite fun building this, actually. I literally built this in an afternoon with GoDaddy. And it looks a bit unprofessional because it's got the little banner at the top. Because I'm not technically paying for it. It's still like in its free trial at the minute. But you literally just drag and drop your pictures in. You can delete sections. You can add pre-made sections. Like, it's so easy just to swap the theme out, swap the layout out. Literally click of a button and it will change the layout. You can try different things and it keeps all the information where it needs to be and stuff. Like, it's really, really intuitive. So I use GoDaddy for this one. The reviews haven't popped up yet. It says this can take like 24 hours to pull the reviews from Facebook. Someone tested this for me and it didn't work for them. They had to like install something. But then I've had two inquiries through this, through email. since I put it up. So that's promising. A big quote that we'll do together on stream today. A big limestone job came in from this, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, if you want some inspiration, I guess have a look at smeltspressurewashing.co.uk. And like I say, a lot of this was AI generated through ChatGPT. I've missed a lot of the chat. Sorry, bear with me. I am going to go through it. Good evening. First time I've actually managed to get in a live. Watch back the ones from Julia and Squeaky and Dave. Nice. The cleaner, your cleaner windows. Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen your name in here before, so thanks for popping in. How you doing? How's your week going? Are you in business? Are you starting your business? Are you quite well established? Like, how's work at the minute? I've drank it in the same pub for 20 years, plus I'm well known. I let everyone know when I started my business, and everyone keeps asking me how's it going. That's good. Yeah, I mean those social settings. I go to a play group every Tuesday morning with my little girl, because I have Tuesdays and Saturdays off, and then I work the rest of the week. I work Sundays, and I go to play group with my little girl, and I'm the only bloke there. There's about 20 other women. Mix of ages, some of them are quite old, some of them are about my age, and they're constantly asking me how's work going, and they're always recommending me to their friends, and they're always, because like I'm the only bloke there, so, and they see me turn up in the van, they see me with my hat on and my uniform and stuff when I'm off doing quotes and things, and I've done so much work for them. We cleaned a skylight for wonder if I can get this up. Hang on. Let me see. I found I could like share a photo album on my phone the other day, and it's been quite useful. Do. Is the music too loud, or is it okay? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can't. Oh, there's the link. It's just gone. There it is. This is like a church skylight. So the play group is inside a church, and so me and Callum from Solar Secure, they just wanted this cleaning off because it had a load of bird poo all over it. So we did a good job on that, and yeah, they're always like, I've done work for several of them. And when it comes to like, I don't want to say the older generation, but they really like to see you succeed. Like, not all of them are old, but some of the older ladies, they like talking about you. Like, they like seeing how you're doing, and like recommending you to their friends and stuff. Like, I've had like 6 recommendations from this one lady, and it's just cool how stuff like that works. It's the power of word and mouth should not be underestimated. So if you can get into a setting where you can actually like small talk and chat to people, and I'm terrible at small talk, by the way. I try and avoid it at all costs. But these ladies are persistent, and I sit in the corner on my own. I try not to go on my phone because I'm supposed to be there with my little girl playing with Play-Doh and stuff. So I'm not the best at making conversation and asking a good question that leads into another conversation. I'm quite awkward really sometimes, but they're really they try and sort of catch my eye every now and again, and oh yeah, you're right. And it's like, oh yeah. And then you get into this, you get into this conversation, and then you end up talking about work, and they ask you what you do, and very, very valuable. So yeah, like a pub setting or something like that is a good place to do it. I use Squeegees as I'm a window cleaner. Oh, Squeegee, is that the app? Is that a... Is that how you spell it? Squeege.ee. Got to be that one, isn't it? Payments, expenses, reporting, and more in one place. Do you know how much you pay for this, Ched? Because I'm tight. Super tight. It does your scheduling. It can create invoices. Auto payments. That's good for like reoccurring customers. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're lovely. You happy? Sophie's not going swimming tonight. She's a failure. That's not the attitude, is it?
It's not the attitude of you either.
What?
I'm a failure.
So are you only going to go when your friend goes? From now on? Is that your motivation to get out of the house and go swimming?
It is.
So if she doesn't go, if she quits, are you going to quit? Serious question. I'm not being funny.
Have some water.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think, Jake.
You don't care.
It's hard enough getting out with someone to go with.
Yeah, it's dark. It's cold nights. It's yeah. Don't blame me. I wouldn't go swimming this time of night. Helm of awesome windows. I use Squeegee app.
Night. It's in an hour and a half.
Yeah. Welcome, Robert. It has name, address, contact numbers, emails. Can you, so on Squeegee, can you send out like a mass text or a mass email? Thanks for the coffee.
Welcome.
This is my first time drinking coffee, like,
It's late.
late. Actually, I think I drank coffee when I had Darren on. This is normally like a 2.5, 3 hour stream. So if I drink some coffee, I'm wondering if I'll go for like 5 hours or something crazy. Save your customers' numbers in a group in your contacts. For example, cleaning. You can do groups. I haven't looked at that before. So I can like move all my contacts into a group. Contacts. So if I take this one, add to home stream, move to another account. Notes, label. I don't know if I can. I'm sure I could probably find that, couldn't I? But I have to figure out how to do that. That's a good idea. Save your customer. Blah, blah, blah. Keeps the date of every job, price, etc. So when it's been 12 months after a good to clear, worth a message then. I guess you can also see how much you charged them last time, fairly effortlessly. So if you're not like dramatically increasing your prices every year, you can send them like the same quote without having to work it all out again. That sounds like a useful thing. Is this just aimed at window cleaning, or can you suit this to like pressure washing and gutter clearing, carpet cleaning, whatever you might be doing? I use Cleaner Planner to save my customers' details and organize my 300 window cleaning customers. You send your worksheet for the day to the app on your phone, and then you mark off who has paid. Okay. Do you offer a discount to book them in 12 months' time? Oh, you're talking to Rob. Yeah, would you offer a customer... I was thinking about it the other day, where it's like, do you offer an introductory price? So your first like window clean, maybe not a first window clean because they're always harder, aren't they? But like a first gutter clean, do you do that cheaper? But then say, okay, it's cheaper today, but next time you have it done, it's going to be more expensive, because that don't make sense. Or do you go in at your standard price and say, if you want to book again for next year or 6 months' time, it's going to be a reduced price? Probably the latter, isn't it? I had this limestone quote come in. These don't sort in date order. That's very annoying. What's the date? 30th of the 10th. Oh, it does. Sorry, my mistake. I was doing this one today, and I don't know if anyone else has ever come across gutters with cables inside. Gutters with cables inside are annoying and difficult because there's always moss under the cables. You can't get the vacuum flat against the gutter, the bottom of the gutter, so you can't actually effectively clean it without lifting the cables and going underneath. Really annoying, especially when it's like high and you've got to get up there with your ladder and stuff. And then also, these gutters, for whatever reason, had this. You see where the roof fabric or whatever that stuff is that comes down off the roof. That's like the roof. Yeah, it's like the waterproof membrane, isn't it? The fabric that goes under the tiles. They'd left it really long for some reason, and it was literally covering the whole bottom of the gutter. You can see here, I'd sort of like pulled it back to be able to get underneath it. I shouldn't have really, because I'd already cleaned the top of it, and it sort of looked fine, but as soon as you pick it up, there's loads of sludge and muck underneath it, and it's really annoying. So this was the one I was doing today. I was grateful of the job, but it was very annoying. It took, again, like the video I posted earlier, it took way longer than it should have because of stuff like this. I've been in the industry for just over 15 months now, and I've managed to rebook people back in on gutters FPM from last year. I do window cleaning and pressure washing too. Robert, are you asking every one of your gutter customers to rebook for the next year? And if so, how do you go about booking someone? This is something I want to do with like schools and stuff, because I do quite a few schools, and I want to say, okay, you're getting it done today. Do you want to get it done again in 6 months' time or 12 months' time or whatever? At what point do you like look at the calendar with them and say, does this date work? Do you say, does this date work? Or do you just... Because exactly 6 months from this date could fall on a Saturday, do you know what I'm saying? So if you just say 6 months from today, or are you getting your calendar out and looking and saying, okay, 6 months from today is this date, It falls on a Saturday, so should we do it the Monday after? I'm overthinking it. It's like a lot of back and forth with the customer to try and like... And then when you do it, because this is a question that I had about like a maintenance contract where, say I want to do a school every 6 months continuously for going off into the near future. You got to sort of figure out a date that works for both of you every 6 months. And so it's like a conversation you have to have every 6 months. Is there an easy way of doing that, or am I overthinking it? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm like articulating this very well. My head's all over the place today. That's a brilliant job, mate. And that will be a returning customer because you do a good job and it's an honest price. Lawn Ranger, who are you referring to there? Ched, I haven't looked yet, mate. I'll say honour last year's price. That seems to have worked so far. Yeah, I suppose with an existing customer, you want to honour last year's price, don't you? Because you're grateful of the return work, regardless of whether you've put your prices up or not. I'm very aware that the chat is moving very fast, and I am literally trying to get to everyone's question. I've got the chat on low latency mode as well, so that your questions pop up literally as you write them. But I'm just trying to go through them so I don't miss anyone. I do apologise if I've missed anyone's questions and stuff. I like these lives. I might have to do one. Yeah, do it. Returning customer earns the money, not a one-off job. I've learned that over the years. Treat everyone as a mate and build a relationship with them, and they trust you. That's a good way of looking at it. A returning customer is what earns you money, not one-off jobs. That's a really good way of looking at it. Cheapest way is a spreadsheet and store backup on the cloud, Google Drive. Good idea. Yeah, I need to start doing that, definitely. AI is not great for SEO. What host provider did you use for the website? It's GoDaddy. I've already got a few domains with them and stuff, so I just thought it made sense. I've also got my quoting website as well, if anyone's interested. It's smelt.club. This is just like an easy way for you to work out pressure washing prices based on the square meterage of an area and the cost of your sand supplier. Really good. I worked it out for like a tarmac ceiling job I had the other day. It was like 60 meters squared worth of tarmac ceiling, and you just type in the cost of the sealer per litre, which I think was about £2.60 or something, and the coverage and stuff, and it works everything out for you, breaks it all down at the bottom. You can add VAT if you want to. Smart.club if anyone's interested in that. You've also got the trusted suppliers tab as well. People who I buy from semi-regularly, I suppose, and I've had good experiences with. So yeah, have a look. If you need help with your pricing and stuff, or your quoting, working things out, you might be interested. If you're already good at all that sort of stuff, then maybe it's not for you. Thanks, Gary. Website looks great. Thank you, mate. For your website, I would say a page for each type of job is better. Do you? Because I thought the opposite. I thought, like, why have multiple tabs and like a navigation bar and stuff? Why have all that when I can just have it all on one page? Or maybe this is like a summary and then people can click on these tabs or whatever and it takes them to like a more detailed section with like more before and after photos and stuff. David agrees with you, Ched. Returning customers, what it's all about. My website is just one page, just a landing page really. My advertisement is more on Instagram, Facebook. David says, Jake, show me your request a quote form again. There. I have a free website from Google Domains. It's just good to point customers to it, and it has all my prices. Oh, you've got prices on yours. I find it difficult to have set prices, honestly. I suppose for window cleaning, maybe I should put some time and effort into having set prices. I put a quote out for someone today after listening to a podcast the other day. The guy said he charges £50 per side for gutter clearing. So if it's like a detached house with gutters on all four sides, it's just 50 quid a side, it's 200 quid. If they've got a conservatory or whatever, or it's a mansion, you just sort of take the hit on it, and then you'll sort of make that money back on the next job. Like, how often do you come across a mansion is what he said, basically. So I thought that was interesting. I thought £50 a side was a bit steep, so I put in a price today for someone, quoting it remotely. I just said it's £45 a side for clearing gutters. I don't think that was too bad. I'll bear that in mind though, you guys, what you're saying about the website and stuff. I get very little work from social media, but some customers do use social media to see what you are all about. I found flyers and being seen has grown more business. Steve-O, welcome. I've started using ChatGPT for everything. It even writes my business Facebook posts, saves me no end of time, and I just schedule the posts and do it on a Sunday afternoon. How many posts, Alpha? How many posts are you scheduling for the week? Because that's very interesting that you sit and schedule posts on a Sunday. That's very clever. I didn't know you... did I know you could schedule posts? Can you schedule posts on Instagram and Facebook? Or are you just using one? Evening Squeaky Clean Dave, welcome. 3 years in business, very busy. At the point where I have too much work for me, but nervous about taking on someone. That was the position I felt midsummer, where I had a lot of pressure washing work coming in, and I'm glad I didn't take someone on, because now where I'm struggling and things have gone a bit quiet, I'd have had to pay that person, and or I'd have to feel bad for saying sorry, I've got no work this week. I think Sophie's coming out with me this week on Wednesday. We're going to be doing some Christmas lights and potentially a gutter clear, which will be fun. I wanted to work with her for ages. It's nice that she took the day off work to come and work with me, just so we can spend a bit of time together. Ado, welcome. Business network groups are good. I'm in one, and they give me work all the time. One of the members owns a property management company. That's good to know. Business network groups are strange. I got approached by an old friend. He was an old colleague I used to work with, and he's fed me work here and there, and I've given him some work as well. He owns a fencing company, and he was like a massive advocate for this networking group. Can't remember whether they was asking for like a subscription for like a membership to be part of this group. I can't remember. The thing that put me off, I think it was like every Monday morning, you had to jump on this Skype call or Teams meeting or whatever it was. I think it was early, like 6 a.m. or 6:30. I just thought, yeah, I don't want to commit to that every Monday morning. That's too early for me. Play-Doh's great. I used to love the smell. Hiya Dan, welcome mate, you're right. It's about £20 a month. That sounds like quite a lot for squeegee. £20 a month. I mean, you obviously think it's worth it because you're recommending it. I use Squeegee as well and find it very helpful and secure. It auto emails invoices when you click job done. Poor effort part-time swimmer. Yeah, don't. She's gone now, so you're not going to get the backlash from that comment. Totally agree. I had one old lady last week Did her driveway and patio, which was sandstone, was green and slippery. Once finished, she couldn't thank me enough, and got her roof to do as well. Nice. Well done, Dan. Yeah, I mean, do a good job. Be a nice, approachable, normal person, and people will remember you, and they'll pass your details on to other people. As soon as you do a below average job, or if you're not like an approachable person, or you're scruffy, or you're trying to get in and out there as quick as possible, just get your money and go, that person probably isn't going to call you back. And like some of the guys in the chat said earlier, like, it's those return customers that are the important ones. Not important. They're not more important than any other customer, but they're the ones I think you want to target. Squeegee is fantastic. I do everything on it. Scheduling, invoicing, quotes, and expenses. Wow. That's like 4 people that have advocated for Squeegee. That's impressive. 4 people in one chat room that have all advocated for the same website. We're going to get onto this quote in a minute. If you guys had stopped typing in the chat, we'll get onto this limestone job. Quite a big limestone job, might I add. This came through on the website via an email from my form. From this little form. And it was Ollie from Pressure Washer Sales and Service. He passed my details on to this lady. And she's obviously looked at the website and contacted me through the form. She's about an hour away. So it's a bit of a distance, but I think the job's going to be worth it. Always interested in doing limestone because it's slightly not your average surface to clean. It's quite a delicate one. You've got to be very careful with limestone. So when those jobs come through, I'm thinking, I'm equipped. I've got the knowledge to deal with this. I know what chemicals to use. If she employed, I'd say probably 80-90% of other people doing pressure washing, there's a chance they're going to bugger it up. So I feel good about these jobs when they come in because I can show the customer, knowledge and precautions I'm going to take and stuff. I hate small talk as well. Squeegee only works with their own SMS system. That's about 5p a text. 5p per text. I guess that could add up then if you're sending out mass texts. I'm careful, tight, so I use my phone contract for SMS. I use separate phone /SIM for business. Ooh, have you got one of those phones that have got dual SIM trays? I'd rather pay the text fee than sit there sending one after the other. Yeah, I'm sure on WhatsApp you could do something on WhatsApp, but not everyone's got it, I suppose. I'm careful, tight, so I use my phone. I just read that. It keeps a record and keeps the customer list a lot more. You put your job types into Squeegee. Okay, so you can put whatever you want. Squeegee, cleaner, planner, a walker. 50% more for the first window clean. I think I've heard you say that before, Dave. Serious. Is that what that says? Welcome. Don't offer an introductory price. They will use you once. Yeah, I mean, because next time if you're giving them a cheaper price to go with you for the first time, they're going to want that cheaper price next time, or they'll try and get someone else to give them that price, I suppose. I don't know. I charge double for the first clean. Regular window cleaning customers get a discount on other jobs. With soffit and fascia cleans and gutter cleans, I charge the standard for the first clean, then 20% off if booked yearly. It gets rid of the time wasters. True. Go in at a standard price, they might not want it done next time. I have started price I have a standard price and reduce it if they book more work in for a returning customer. Those cables are the bane of my life. I was thinking of doing... Oh, it's called felt. Thank you. Yeah, felt. The stuff that comes under the tiles. Nice. I am struggling to keep up with all of your questions. You can get under that with the new nozzle you made with GVS. Yeah, I mean, it would sit over those cables, you're right, but you don't clean under the cables. I was literally trying with it today. Gutters with cables was my second job, and they were above the conservatory with plants in. Took me about an hour to do 3 meters. No way. That's tough. I was thinking of doing mega deals as I'm just starting out, just to work on portfolio picks. Is this a bad idea, do you think? No, I don't think it's a bad idea when you're just starting out to do reduced rates, because that's the value of that experience and the value of the pictures that you're going to get out of it will lead to more work, and it'll make you better equipped next time. If I was doing those jobs for free, it would still be a good, valuable experience. You don't want to get into the habit of offering your work for free, and don't get into the habit of offering your work at reduced prices either. Once you know what the job involves, once you've got a bit of experience, charge what you need to charge within reason to make your money, and you should get yourself into a position. I think you should get yourself into a position where you don't need to barter with the customer. If customers are bartering with you, within reason, there's a few occasions where you can work out price if they're having multiple things done. But you shouldn't need to... they shouldn't harass you to bring the price down. If they're trying to make you move on price, maybe that customer is not for you. Maybe you should just say, sorry, that's my price. If you can't afford it or you don't want to pay it, then that's fine. I'm sure you'll find someone else that will do it for you. As soon as you start allowing the customer to dictate how much you're going to charge for the job because they thought it should be cheaper, I think you lose a bit of your integrity there. And I just don't think you should get into a habit of doing that, personally. But it's easy to say that when you're in a position of having plenty of work. It's harder to say no to those people when you're struggling to get the work in the first place. What does everyone else think of that? Next level cable management. I swear, some of those cables, they went across and it was folded backwards and then folded back again. So the same cable had a row of 3 cables folded in and out. Someone just emailed me through the website. Is that one of you guys? It is. What have you said? Oh, it's not. That's actually a gutter quote from Northfield. Oh, this is working, you know. I've had 3 of these in like 24 hours. What on earth? Someone from Northfield wants their gutters clearing out. I kind of want to reply to them now, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait. It's supposed to be live streaming. Matt says it's felt and it's supposed to overhang into the gutter. Is it supposed to overhang that far though? Maybe not as much as that. Okay. Do a good job and they'll come back. With schools, you can do it on a yearly contract. It says 2 cleans a year. Okay, so actually write a contract and say. But what benefit do they have of entering into a contract with you, other than having like a set, maybe slightly reduced price? If you say, are you going to say like, this is the standard price, maybe like an introductory, this is the price. But if you get booked in every 6 months or twice a year, once every year, the price comes down to here, but you must enter into a contract that says we're going to do it twice a year for this much money. As long as you specify that it's an introductory offer. When I worked for Sky TV pulling cables in the gutter was my best way to hide the cables. Yeah, I suppose when you're doing other work like that, like the roofers that did all that felt, you're not thinking about the next person that's got to come and clean it out of you, are you? First one, I can't tune in all year, guys. Having fun at a very loud kids mini disco. Nice. Nice one, Andy. Don't worry about it, mate. Once you've finished your service with the client, explain to them that you are happy to book their next service in. Try to get clients into the habit of expecting you every 6 months or so. That's a good idea. I think with gutter work, 6 months is pushing it, unless it's like a school or a big commercial property that's got lots of overhanging foliage. I think with window cleaning, that's potentially slightly easier. Gutters is probably every year, I'd say, personally, on like a normal property. I don't know what anyone else thinks of that. Schools, you could say February half term and then October half term with a % increase each year. Yeah, aim for the half term so the kids are out of school. That last school I quoted, they asked for a price for 2 cleans a year, and I had to arrange it with the caretaker. So just let everyone know, Squeaky Clean Dave and I have just put a quote together for this school in Redditch, and we've the lady got back to us today and said that she wants to go ahead. I believe they want to go ahead for all the work, which is 265 meters of gutters. Chelsea, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome. I realised that font wasn't very clear on the screen there, but thank you so much for deciding to become a paid member of the channel. I really appreciate it. Welcome. I'm sure you can probably access the Discord. It didn't say what tier you have subscribed to, but Circle members and above get access to the Discord, so welcome. 265 meters of gutters, 120 solar panels, 50 skylight windows, and 5 of these little perspex shelters. I actually forgot to send them this picture. I sent them everything else. I sent them my DBS check. I sent them an example of the method statement, insurance documents, all that sort of stuff. And I forgot to send them this picture, but I did sort of explain everything beforehand. And they've gone for it. Didn't hear from them for a week, and then she got back to me today and said, sorry for the delay, I was off Friday. They'd like to go ahead, so that's cool. I like the idea, Ched, about booking it in advance for the half terms, though, because half terms are like the same time every year, aren't they? Or you know about them like a year in advance because there's calendars online and stuff. That's a good idea. With UKES, I put my prices up and have not had a single customer moan. UKES? UK? With UKES? What's UKES? Is that really stupid that I've asked that question, or did you mistype? Return customers are where the money is at. That's how my business works. Yeah, so Dan, for anyone who doesn't know, Dan is my friend. He clipped that last time when I said, Dan's my friend. He runs his own dog walking business with his girlfriend. Wife? Fiance? Fiance. And they're doing incredibly well. I didn't know you could have like a sustainable full-time dog walking business. I thought it was just, I think I said to this, I told you this when we went out for that meal. Having a business walking dogs seems like a good idea for like a teenager that's just sort of getting into work and stuff. But it's like a very sustainable, lucrative business to be in. And I think that's really cool that you've stepped away from, like, both of you have stepped away from your full-time work to be able to do this. I think it's awesome. I'm slowly catching up. I am. On the Squeegee app, I rebook as a prompt for 11 months time. That prompt is a reminder for me to message the customer, and they say it will be 12 months next month. So that's a good idea. So it's like a reminder that you set for yourself to then text the customer. Would you like to rebook and honor last year's price? And I'll honor last year's price. Separate pages help Google decide what your page is about. I was thinking, because my website and my Google account is clearly aimed at pressure washing, even though I typed in a bunch of keywords and stuff on my Google account. So if you look at edit services, I mean, I've got all the services here. So does this contribute towards what it shows to people? Someone else said to me the other day that it's actually like the content within your web pages as well. So I'm gonna edit this website and just add in like gutter clearing in and around Redditch, which is my hometown, or mention like Redditch and Bromsgrove or Warwickshire and Worcestershire. Mention those words so it actually targets those people, because it pulls from the content within your website, which I didn't know. I didn't know where you put these keywords. People talk about keywords and stuff, but I never know where you're supposed to put them. But I'm guessing it's actually within the content of the website, which is interesting. Hi guys, can I sneak in with a quick question? How many mils of bleach would I put in my 5 litre pump sprayer for algae moss on a small patio? Thanks in advance, Lindsay. It very much depends on what your level of organic growth is. Type of patio, you can't just go put in bleach on anything. And what sort of percentage bleach you're using in the first place. I know it's quite a convoluted answer. I don't just want to give you some bad advice. In the industry, we use something called sodium hypochlorite, which is extremely strong, much stronger than the stuff that you can buy, the bleach that you can buy off the shelf. It's like pool chlorine. It's the same sort of stuff people put into their pools. That's generally between 13 and 15%. So I dilute that down to about 1 to 5 generally, with a splash of surfactant to help it foam up and stick to the surface. But you don't just want to be putting that on any sort of slab without knowing what it's made of, whether it's concrete or sandstone, limestone, other slabs. I can't think of any right now, but sorry, I can't really answer that question. It's do a few tests. Test it neat, see how well a small patch comes up. Test it diluted like 1 to 1. Test it diluted 1 to 4 or 5. You can certainly use bleach that you buy off the shelf. It's not going to be as good as obviously the stronger stuff, but it'll do the same job. I can see having different pages for each service is good for those just looking for that type of clean. Yeah. And so when it brings up the search results, will it take you to that specific page rather than just taking you to the landing page on the website? So it looks like your services are catered to that one thing that person's typed in. That's some really interesting information. So thank you for all of you that are contributing to the chat. Good evening, Stephen. You're not late, don't worry about it. You are, it's fine. We're going for a while tonight, so I've had some coffee. I'm ready. I'm at £4 per metre for guttering. I don't actually do it per metre. I've started doing it per side. And it changes for every property depending on access and conservatory and how far away they are, all that sort of stuff. You can schedule for Facebook and Instagram with the Business Suite app. I've got that. Is it like the Messenger suite? I'd price per meter. The customer likes it when you turn up with a wheel and measure it. They feel like you aren't ripping them off and just guessing the prices. Yeah, that's. Does that mean you have to quote all of your gutter work in person? Squeaky Clean Dave, because that could potentially limit. I don't know how many people have got time to go to every single quote in person. And maybe that is what made my business successful, was turning up very quickly after they've messaged me and introducing myself, saying hi, having a look around, and then sending them a price that same night. That's what got me going. That's what got me started. That's what people told me they appreciated, that I came out so quickly. And after they got in contact and replying quickly and all that sort of stuff. So maybe I need to go back to that a little bit. And start making time to go out and visit people, to give a more accurate, even if it's not giving a more accurate quote because you know your prices or whatever, it's that initial like introduction with the customer and having that initial building that rapport with them before you've even given them a price. They might employ you just for you rather than because you've given them the best price or whatever. So maybe I need to go back to that a little bit. If anyone struggles to find work in the winter, try gritting. I subcontract to a company and it pays really well. I was thinking about gritting this year. You can buy from places like Screwfix. You can buy like little grit trolleys. Although I think, was it Screwfix or was it Toolstation? Some of them say they're not actually suitable for grit, so you've got to be careful which one you buy. Ice Master Salt Spreader. Something like this. Damn. Some of them are made for like seeds or other stuff. Yeah, something like that. That one's £1,000. 1,300 quid for that one. Yeah, I don't need to pay that much. That does look quite fancy, to be fair. I am now ready to go on my window cleaning adventure. Our business network is twice a month and it involves breakfast at the meeting. Nice. Jake, ever heard of a lead site called Bark? Yes. As I've given it a try and can't rate it. Were you about to write can't rate it enough, or you can't rate it as in it's bad? Or you can't physically rate it on the like... I used to use squeegee. Christmas lights already. It's early. I'm thinking about it. I've put a post out about it. I'm doing some friends and family. I'm doing some Christmas lights for family on Wednesday just to see whether I enjoy it, whether it's too much effort, whether it's not going to pay enough for it to be worth my time. Whether the work is actually like too fiddly and difficult, or I just want to see whether it's an option for me. I posted it on my Facebook page a while back. Here we go, look. There I am. So I just put this out, just saying we're trying something new this year. I quite like that picture. I spent too long on that photo. It's too early to advertise it yet. But I think if I advertise this closer to the time, I think it would probably do quite well. It's just whether I actually want to do it or not. I'm not sure yet. How would you go about pricing gritting? That's a good point. I guess per square meter. I guess you work out how far one of those little gritters will grit with like one bag of grit. Take into account your materials cost and square meterage, I suppose. That'd be really good for like commercial premises or schools, or could potentially be a good earner. That could. Maybe I need to add that into the website as well. I'm always worried about like advertising a service that I've got no experience in actually doing yet. Like, you need to advertise it to start doing it, but how do you start doing it without advertising it? You know what I mean? Next door neighbor app is good to advertise on. Pick up so much work from there. I've heard about that. Do members still get the startup photos? Yes, I've got 250 photos in the Google Drive. Let me see if I can find it for you. Drive. So it's not just new members, it's actually only for boosted members. So there's a residential 1 pack, which has all these before and after images. This is just stuff that I've done, that I've used in my advertising. This was like year 1 of pressure washing. Sorry about that, I need to put my phone on silent. And then residential 2 is, I guess, year 2 of pressure washing. I haven't put everything in there, but there's a bunch of decent stuff in there. There's tarmac, there's block paving, slabs, there's all sorts of stuff for you to use in your advertising. Some of them are like duplicates of the same property. Obviously before, after, but some of them show the same property. Is one of the big limestone jobs that I did with Biocide a while back. Some decent stuff in there. And then I've just recently put together 100 images for gutter cleaning and clearing. Gutters, fascias and soffits washing. There's a few conservatories in there. Yeah. So boosted members only. And I'm constantly adding to this as well. If you become a boosted member today, you'll get access to all of the previous plus anything I add in the future. I don't ever barter, and I lose jobs and I win jobs. I don't worry about the ones I don't get. Yeah, that's a good mindset to be in, to be fair, is once I've given a price, when you're confident and you've got plenty of work coming in and stuff, you can give a price and not necessarily worry whether you're going to get that job or not. They either accept the price and the work goes ahead, or you don't hear from them. I mean, I do follow up and say, do a text like a day later to say, did you have any thoughts on the price or whatever? And sometimes they come back and say, oh yeah, sorry, was supposed to get back to you. Can we get you booked in? Or something's come up, but can we book in for like next month? So it's always worth following up on those ones that don't get back to you as well. I do gritting in the winter for a couple of sites. Any night under 0 is £50 per visit, takes 20 minutes to do, so ain't so bad. Any night under 0 degrees, presumably, is £50 per visit. It takes 20 minutes, so it's not bad. The Lawn Ranger, what would you mind sharing what sort of equipment you use to do that gritting? My gritting route pays me £650 per night at 38 sites and takes me 6 hours. Wow. You have a gritting route that pays £650 per night 38 sites and takes me 6 hours. I'm trying to break that down. So you visit 38 different sites in the space of 6 hours and you're earning £650. Like a one-off for all those 38 sites. Am I reading that wrong? I'm not sure. How did you get into gritting? Did you just email commercial companies? That's a very good question, Steve. I'd like to know more about that as well. Sign me up for the gritting. Yeah, it's a great idea. Gritting's the way forward, mate. ULEZ, I mistyped. Okay. That's clever. That's where I fall down. I get back in the evening and it's not the best time to post on social. I really need to schedule. I mean, evenings are a good time to post on social, I think. Between like 7 and 9 o'clock in the evening is generally when people are scrolling. Can you approve me for the photos? Absolutely. Bear with. So I've had a few quotes come in since starting the live stream. I've had one gutter job. Bit of a connection issue on the front, but I'm sure it just needs a vac out. Okay, Chelsea, you should have access. Thank you for becoming a member. And another quote has just come in. Hello, how much for a gutter clean in Inkbearer, which is where I advertised on that Facebook page? This is good. This is progress. I seen your post in the Inkbearer Facebook page. Nice. This is all very positive. I'm having a much better day today. Because I'm actually putting effort into advertising. God, it's mad how things work, isn't it? It's crazy how things work. You actually do something and people get in touch. I've been so stubborn all summer, just thinking, I don't need to advertise. Things work out, you know. I'm not going to pay money. I'm not going to buy leaflets. I'm not going to, you know, people will find out about me if they need me. But it's important, isn't it, to put some time into it. Thanks, mate. We've taken the same career paths pretty much. Aldi to self-employed. Yeah, we both used to work at Aldi together. Dan, what would it take for you to accept a job back at Aldi now? After experiencing what self-employment can do for you. If you had no work, if all of your customers dropped off the face of the planet and you crashed your van and you had no money left in the bank, would you take a job at Aldi if they offered it to you? I'm interested to know that. You need a local person who you can walk with and pass work on to. I have 2 roof cleans coming up with Craig, which Craig will help me with, and I'll price it for a decent whack for us both. Sorry, I read that wrong. You need a local person who you can work with. That's a good idea. Just get someone on board to... Thanks, Dave. Thanks for tuning in, mate. The dog's fine, by the way. She's great. You need a local person. Yeah, I do need someone nearby who I can just shoot a message and say, do you want to come and jump on this job with me? Definitely. Let's get on this quote. So 100 if I carry on just like zeroed in on the chat, I'm not going to get anything done tonight. So I do want to get this quote done. So I'm sorry if I've missed your question. I'll try and get back to it in just a minute. Let's put something together here for this customer. Good evening, Sarah. Sorry for the delay. Please see your quote below. Uh, 110 meters squared of limestone wash. I'm also going to recommend a biocide application afterwards, even though I think I'm going to wash this limestone with... I need to order some Max Clean Pro. Because this is... I think it's perfect for limestone. It should have it tagged in here somewhere. Limestone cleaning products, perfect. So this foams up. It's a professional strength cleaner designed to remove the buildup of dirt and grime, surfactants, activators, and it's got a hint apparently of biocide in it as well. Removes loose dirt, moss, and other contaminants prior to treat. I'll remove loose dirt. Don't apply in direct sunlight. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this instead of like hypo, like I'd use on your average patio. I think I'm going to be using this instead. How do you dilute it? Because I've not used this yet. 200 ml with 5 litres of water. 500 ml in 5 litres of water for heavy contaminant. So the lady sent me a video. She sent me 2 videos. Don't know if you can see that very well. There's quite a big old patio, wraps all around the house, got some steps, got some wall tops.
The dog won't help you, I'm afraid.
It's very dirty. Steps, more wall tops, and then like a wrap around patio. My plan is to rinse the surface dirt off, go in with the Max Clean Pro, agitate it with a stiff brush, leave it down for as long as I need to, and then rinse it off. Low pressure, not getting too close with the fan nozzle. Don't want to etch the surface. It doesn't look like limestone to me. I've not come across limestone that looks like this. I've only done black limestone. But I'll take her word for it. In fact, looking at it in that light, I can see the sort of orange peel effect on it, which is it is a feature of limestone. So Max Clean Pro, how much of that we're going to need? Dilute 500 ml into 5 litres of water. So 5 litres times 10. So I can do like 50 litres. Is that right? I can do 50 litres with 5 litres. Okay. So 50 quid for the chemicals. Let's use my thing to help me. 110. So base price is around 330 for that area. And then we probably want to add some on for the wall tops and the steps that I've missed here. Could you not hypo that? No, it's not safe to use hypo on limestone. So really the base price here, which seems steep even at £3 per square metre, but it's a big old area, 330. And I'd probably want to do a post treatment of back 50 on that as well. Which isn't going to cost me much in materials, but it is a whole extra labour cost. And also I've got to travel an hour to get there and an hour back. Post biocide treatment. I normally do 75 for the biocide treatment, but this is starting to sound steep. It is a big patio. It is large. And I would ideally like to not miss out on this job. Maybe I can break the wall tops down and just give the option. You can have just the patio done, or you can have the wall tops done as well. It's a big old job. It is fairly big. I just realised you guys can't see that, sorry. Let's do wall tops. $65, so that's going to be $390. And then if she wants the wall tops done as well. Sorry guys, I'm going to send this off tonight, so I just sort of want to get it done. So got the wall tops along. Then along the side, the whole front path. You'd be at 500 for all that. Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable. I think I might go in just under. It's nice to see someone else quote like this. Sorry, it's difficult because this time of year I can't really afford to be. I don't want to go inexpensive, but at the same time I've got to take into account the cost of my materials. I'm going to be using 2 different products on this, and I'm going to be using quite a lot of it. Should I say wall tops 80? I used Max Clean Pro on some white spots, worked a treat. Did it? Because I was interested in this, I'm wondering how, if it's like biocide based, how it's cleaning stuff instantly. I thought the only way you can clean something instantly is with hypo, with chemicals, like organic growth. It's either hypo or biocide. And so biocide takes a long time. So how is something that's biocide based cleaning instantly? Or within 20-30 minutes, do you know what I mean? £5 a meter just to clean it without chemicals. Okay. Oh, I don't feel too bad about it then. 330 plus 80 plus 65. 475. Is that reasonable, everyone? Is biocide okay for the dog? I believe once it's dry, yes. The issue is we've got some rain coming in. We've got some rain coming in next week, so I'm not going to be able to do it next week, and then I'm on holiday. So it might be a while before I can actually fit this one in. And that's another thing we've got to consider when we're sending off the quote. Because I like to try and give a price. I like to give a price and a potential date. so that they're thinking less about the total price and more about, okay, when can I get it done? The buyer side will due to the reduced pressure required to clean limestone, it's necessary to treat the surface with biocide after cleaning. Is it worth putting this? Due to the reduced pressure required to clean limestone, it's necessary to treat the surface with biocide after cleaning. To remove, to help remove or organic growth, black/white bleaching spots and algae. This has the added bonus of keeping the surface cleaner for longer. I'd also recommend, how do you spell that? I'd also recommend booking in again in the next 8 to 12 months to have the biocide reapplied, which will negate the need to pressure wash every year. What do we think of that, folks? I was always told to be careful with pets and hypo and bio. The surface has to be dry before they can go on it. Yeah, my understanding is the same. Some people do pre-soak for biocide when cleaning gutters, PVC, and apparently it works a treat. I can imagine it would, yeah. I've always thought about biocide for clearing PVC and stuff. 475 is reasonable for a job of that size, especially limestone. How come you've only got 10? 10? What do you mean, Wayne? Arden, is your experience with Max Clean Pro positive? You'd recommend it? Personally, I would mention the 8 to 12 month bio in my invoice, not quote. Because it looks like I'm trying to be greedy and get more money out of a long term. Or because it's just not necessary to... Yeah, you might be right there. Likes for vid. What? Pure Seal recommended it, been trying to get rid of spots for years. Max Clean Pro worked. Nice. Okay. How is the video doing? For those of you that don't know, I put a video out every... What am I doing? This YouTube's changed around now. The buttons are in different places. I put a video out every Monday, and then we go live at 7:30. So if you haven't already, have a look at the video that I've just posted. 10 likes for your stream video. Oh, okay. 11 likes. Thanks for liking, guys. Yeah, likes on the stream is much appreciated. Bro, why don't you depend on ChatGPT to write the proposal? Just give it your points and tell it without the very form. Tell it using... Mr. Ben, let's have a look. Give me a prompt for this, Ben, Mr. Ben. Based on what I've just written here. Do I just copy this and say improve this? Let's get rid of this because I agree with your point, Ched. Improve this. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Good evening, Sarah. I apologise for the delay. Below you'll find your quote. The limestone wash covering area of 100 square meters comes to... Additionally, the wall tops will cost £80 on the biocide. We include a post-biocide treatment because limestone cleaning requires reduced pressure, and this additional step ensures that removal of organic growth such as black or white lichen spots and algae. Moreover, it prolongs the cleanliness of the surface. Tell it not to sound too formal. Do you think I can just type in now? This would be very clever if it does this. Word that differently to sound less formal. Are you supposed to say please? Please. Oh my god, it does. It knows. Summarize it in less than 500 words. It follows on from your last. That's crazy. It changed it to and helps get rid of stuff like black spots or white lichen spots. That's funny. Helps get rid of stuff. Oh dear. It creates a thread instead of treating every question individually, unless you ask it to. Don't start with an apology. Ooh. Sorry for the delay, you mean? Literally give gibberish brain farts as bullet points and tell it not to sound formal. It works amazing. Ben, give me a prompt. Type out what you want me to type. Exactly what you want me to copy and paste, and I'll see what it comes up with. I quite like what I typed, to be honest. I quite like this. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, don't go in with an apology. I agree with that. I put that sometimes. I don't know why. Sorry for the delay. It's not even been that long. She only contacted me this afternoon. How long's too long when it comes to replying to your quotes? In the future, I've just read that. I don't know much about the context here. Okay, fair enough. I'll take your point. Are we good with this? Due to the reduced pressure required to clean limestone, it's necessary to treat the surface with biocide after cleaning to remove organic growth. This has the added bonus of keeping the surface cleaner for longer too. Question: should you use a capital for pleased? I was always poor at English. What do you mean? It's like you're trying to upsell her straight away. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Should we go with that? Shall I just send this and see how we go? After the good evening, Sarah. Oh, capitalize this. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Thank you. I feel like we're overthinking it now. This would be a nice one to get. Let me just see. I'm just gonna check the weather. I don't want to give away my address. Weather. This is in Gloucestershire. Okay, because I can't apply biocide in the rain. It was a question, not a criticism. I know, I understand now. I just didn't I didn't know what you were actually talking about. So we've got rain due. Due. I'm just going to mention biocide will need to be applied when it's dry. I hope Sarah's watching. She might be. I'm just going to add here, just to make her fully aware, the biocide will need to be applied when there is no rain forecast, so I may need to get back. Actually, sorry guys, 2 seconds, just bear with. I just want to check my calendar again. 15th. I'm gonna aim for the 15th. Biocide needs to be applied. I am available on the 15th. However, the biocide needs to be applied while there is no rain forecast, so we may need to have another look at the date closer to the time. Thanks, Jake. Is that too much? Weather permitting, I am available. Is that too much? I know what you're saying there. Weather permitting, I sort of want to explain that. And look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. Are we good? Shall I send it? There's a window cleaner's line right there, weather permitting. Is that what you guys say? Weather permitting, I'll be with you tomorrow. Love you at the end. Look forward to hearing from you. Lots of love. Jake. XOXO. Like that? We good? Shall I send it? Welcome, PB. I haven't seen your name in the chat. PB, have you... Yeah, it is you, isn't it? Have you received your package from Gutter Vacuum Systems? PB Pro Clean won the giveaway for the roof cleaning kit last week, or the week before. I will be with you tomorrow, weather permitting. Please leave access open where required. Kind regards. Right, I'm sending it. We may need to have another close to time. I look forward to hearing from you, Jack. Seems expensive, but there's lots of work involved at that property, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going in with confidence. We'll see what she says. It came super quick. Nice. Are you happy with it? Does it look good? Have you played with it yet? Right, I've sent it. Let's just see what happens. Let's go with that. What else did I want to talk about today? Good luck. Thank you. That message is saved to my squeegee and all my customers get it every evening. Nice. Not had a chance to use it yet. I'm going to try on a couple of smaller jobs. Yeah, if you can try it on like your own roof as well. Get some before and after pictures and stuff. Right. What on earth? I've saved a video, sent it to Soph, and now it's not. Huh? No, it's not showing. What on earth? Can you not save the link to Facebook videos? It's a reel. That is weird. I've just clicked on the link again and now suddenly it's working, but it sent me somewhere else before. I thought this was interesting. PB, this is not the way to do it. Remember, Max Clean Pro is not cheap. It's not cheap. It's about 50 quid, I think, for 5 litres. But you dilute it quite a lot, don't you? So 500 ml to about 5 litres. So if I buy if I buy about 5 or 10 litres, that should be enough to do that whole area, shouldn't it? He's literally directing it underneath the what do they... He just knocks them off there, look. Are they tiles he's knocking off, or is that what do they call the stuff in America? It's like roofing in America where it's like shingles. Is it called shingles? They're like almost rubber or felt. I don't know if that looks like tiles or shingles. Shingles, thank you. Yeah, not ideal. People amaze me what they'll point a pressure washer at. That just seems dumb. Seems like you should know better. Any adult should know better. Come on, show me this video. I'm trying to click on. Damn it. I wonder if I can find who posted it. Who was it again? He's making sure he don't miss a spot. He's a nutter. I can't remember who posted this video on Facebook. It was graffiti removal. Quite well known in the Facebook groups. Big company. Blast Away, that was it. Let's see if I can find it. Posted a very satisfying graffiti removal job that I wanted to show you guys. Jake, hi Lewis, welcome. I've been exterior cleaning on the weekends for about a year now and would love to be doing it full time. Any advice on taking the leap? Lewis, what are you doing at the moment for work? What's your full-time job? And presumably you've got like a fairly decent sized customer base now where you're thinking, okay, this could be something I could potentially live off if I'm afforded the time to put the energy into it and stuff. Facebook isn't working. What's going on? Damn it. Because if it's you work in construction, is it the kind of job where you can approach your boss? Presumably you're not self-employed and you're working for someone else. That's what I'm assuming. If you can approach your boss and say, look, I've got a good thing going, I'm getting busier, would you consider allowing me to go part-time or slightly reduced hours so that I can put more energy into this side hustle? And start with that, because if you can do that, if you can do reduced hours, or if they can offer you a 0-hour contract and like a certain amount of guaranteed work every week, that would be preferable. The company that I worked for couldn't offer me a part-time contract, and so welcome Jess. And so I couldn't it got to the point where I was getting busier and it was the right time of year, and I had to just leave and say, look, I'd really like to go part-time, but I don't want to miss this opportunity, so I'm going to have to hand in my notice. And I just put in, when I handed in my notice, I just said, like, I'm happy for you guys to put me on a 0-hour contract, and I can help out wherever I can. And they did that, and that worked out much better than just going part-time, actually, because I could set my hours. I could say, I'm available in 2 weeks' time for this day, this day, this day. And I was sort of telling them the hours that I wanted to do. And I felt like I was in a bit more control than I would have been had I have actually entered into a part-time contract. I reduced my hours for a much higher salary. I worked in software development though. And when I was done with my contract, I still had my initial job. Jake, welcome mate, you're right. What else can you do? I think in exterior cleaning, the other thing is, don't cut your ties with that previous employer. Don't go out on a bad note and say, oh, bugger you all, I'm going to go and do this, and storm out on a bad note. You want to maintain those relationships, because it might be this time next year, if work's gone a bit quiet for you, you can approach them and say, look, it's gone a bit quiet. Would you consider having me back just until winter's over? Don't cut relationships. And I think that's important with I've built relationships, never burn bridges. Thank you. That's what I mean. I built relationships with other people in like the construction industry, the exterior cleaning stuff, and some people have treated me unfavorably, or there's been times where I've thought, oh, that's a bit of a dick move, or that person didn't come through on this, or there's times where I could have very easily said, okay, I'm not talking to this person again. They're messing me around. It's not good for business. They're doing things I don't appreciate. All this sort of stuff, and you can lash out and you can burn those bridges. But there might be a time in the future where you need that person, or that person reaches out to you. And if you don't burn those bridges, you can still maintain those relationships, even if you don't necessarily like the way that person goes about doing their stuff. You've got nothing to lose by... You don't even have to maintain the relationship. Just don't leave that relationship on a bad note. There was a chap... I'm thinking of a very specific example, which is why it might sound confusing. But there was a gardener who I... Oh, sorry. Sophie's just texted me saying, let the dog in. I don't really want her on Luca's bed anymore. My son was up coughing all night the other night, and he's allergic to cat hair, and I just don't want to make it worse by having the dog on his bed as well. So there's a gardener who I asked him. He's an acquaintance from school. I wouldn't call him a mate because I never really spoke to him that much. But I asked him to come and quote my nan's house to have some gardening done in Northfield. My other grandma, she needed some regular gardening doing, so I asked him to quote that. And I met him there. I showed him around. I spent like an hour and a half with him. And then there was another job that came in through pressure washing, and he does a bit of landscaping and stuff. So I took him over to this job in Solihull, or I went over there, took a load of videos, set up a meeting with him and the property owner. It was a massive job, massive property. And I said, can you go and visit just so that you show your face, understand the size of the area, put an accurate quote together. And he didn't turn up when I told this customer that he was going to turn up. He also didn't turn up to my nan's house after he'd quoted the work, and he said he was going to go on this day. He just never turned up, never made any contact, and then he never got back to me with a quote for my other grandma and stuff after spending an hour and a half with him at the property. And he just let me down like 3 times. And I was like, mate, do you want this work or not? Like, I just put a text together saying, you've let me down, very disappointing. I value these things and you've sort of let me down. But like, I texted him the other day, sort of saying, hope you're well. Do you want this job? Like some gardening work's come in. Do you want to go and quote it for me and stuff? So there's times where I've like needed him and thought I don't really want to recommend him because he's let me down so much. But at the same time, if he messages me, I'll still chat to him and stuff. I suppose it's just about being just being honest. You can be honest without being nasty or you don't have to be an arsehole to people just because you don't like the way they've gone about something. You can just be upfront and stern and say, I don't know, this is a weird conversation. How old are you? I am 31. Use your quoting method with a customer this week and it worked gem. Nice. I'm really happy to hear that. What sort of job was it, Jake? Where would you recommend getting custom workwear from? I just use a local. They print a lot of school clothing and stuff, and they just happen to have workwear, and so they embroidered some tops and stuff for me. I walked away from an engineering job after 6 years and decided I wanted to work for myself. Set up a water-fed pole system in the boot of my Kia Ceed estate. 4 years later, I've never looked back. Awesome. That's. I think you can. I think someone like yourself shows that anyone can do it, no matter what your situation is, no matter what vehicle you drive. You can save enough money to purchase a water-fed pole, and once you've got your water-fed pole, I think that's one of the most important pieces of equipment in outdoor cleaning, because it's so versatile and it allows you to do so much. You can start cleaning gutters, cleaning windows, conservatories, solar panels. Get your water-fed poles, save up that money, get that water-fed pole, and start just doing something with it. Get your car, get your bicycle, whatever you've got, go out there and start putting some leaflets through people's doors, and you can start working. Anyone can do that. Rob Smith says, make sure you get 100% polyester because it will maintain colour if you get hypo on it. Yes, I've made that mistake. I've got some nice black polo t-shirts with lots of white staining all the way across the chest and up my back from where I've like dragged pipes through hypo, and it's all discoloured the top. That's very good advice. 100% polyester. You give good advice. Thank you, Ben. It's fun trying to run a new pressure washing business while looking after 4 kids, and your other half has a full-time job and 7 months pregnant. You've got 4 kids and she's 7 months pregnant. Wow. That is wow. I thought my life was busy. How much can you realistically make pressure washing part-time, evenings and weekends? When I first started out, within the first 6 months, I bought a little rubbish little pressure washer. It wasn't rubbish, it was fine. And within the first 6 months, I'd saved enough to upgrade my pressure washer to a proper one and put most of the money towards a van. And I had a buffer tank, and I had a water-fed pole, a surface cleaner. I spent 6 months putting all the money back into the business just from working evenings and weekends. And I didn't have loads of work on. I was just doing bits and bobs here and there. But if you price jobs well, it's surprising how much money you can make. It's I had 1 month where I was earning more pressure washing part-time than I was in my full-time job. And that's when you've got to think like, I should be doing this full-time, but is it the right time of year to leave my job? It was block paving. I've quoted for sand, but it's going to be lucky to get any dry days going forward. Probably last job of the year. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get around and resand at the moment. It's possible. You can definitely still do it, but yeah, a dry day is hard to come by at the moment. Just use ChatGPT. This is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow with that. Give it a go, Dan. It's literally like having a conversation with someone. It's insane. Literally type as if you're talking to someone, and it's wild. I didn't know that about polyester. I'm changing my workwear moving forward. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to leave this person hanging, so I'm going to just reply to this text.
When you're
So this person has said, hello, how much is it for gutter clean in Inkborough for a semi-detached dormer 2-bed house? I've just seen your post on the Inkborough Facebook page. Hello. Can I please take your name and full address? Always ask for their full address, because people, for some reason, some people want a quote without giving you an address, which I find is weird. It's like they're I've just realised why my face is dark. Some people like don't want to give you information for some reason. Not this particular person, but some people, they want to like, can I get a price for this sort of property? No pictures, no address. It's like, well, first let me figure out whether you're in the area that I service. And secondly, I need some context. Can I please take your name and full address? I'm gonna put I generally charge no, I'm not even gonna put that, because if it's more complicated, I don't want to increase the price afterwards, you know what I mean? Perfect, thanks. So I've just booked in another cleaning job for Wednesday morning, which is cool. Thanks, Jake. No worries. I don't know what I did. How much can you really... Okay. The internet had been down 5 times back connecting round here. Also, I'm creating my own workforce. Neil says reliability and honesty is the key to being self-employed. It's marketing that is so required. That is also required. Your gardener guy will pay the price for his unprofessional way. I totally agree, and he is. He's constantly posting on Facebook, clearly not working, but doing... I think he's not in a good place in his head, and I think it impacts his work, and it's a shame. Because the work he does is outstanding. The stuff that I've seen of his is incredibly good. But if you're battling with mental health issues and stuff, it's that can be the detriment of the business. What city are you based in? If you are in London, you can make good money with washing expensive super hyper cars and detailing them. Super rich people in central London with fancy cars. I think that market's probably already been tapped into. But I've seen people in London, and I went to Edinburgh recently. And yeah, there was people washing fancy cars over there. Just they pull up in their van, wash the car, and then zoom off, and must be a very good earner, I reckon. I'm based near the West Midlands, a little town called Redditch. Big town, actually. Just asked it to do me a gutter cleaning ad for Facebook and it went mad. It was so good. That's cool. I'm going to do the same. Hang on. Have you said please to it? Are you supposed to say please? Write me an ad for gutter cleaning on Facebook. Prices starting from £50. Let's just give it an example, something to work with. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Don't let fall leave your gutters clogged. Is your home prepared for the upcoming rainy season? Clogged gutters can lead to costly water damage and structural problems, but fear not, we've got you covered. Introducing our professional gutter cleaning service starting from just £50. It's got the emojis as well. Experienced and reliable team, our experts will leave your gutters spotless and ready for any weather. Affordable prices, convenient scheduling, protect your investment, satisfaction guaranteed. It says this a lot. Protect your investment. It's said that in some of my previous conversations. Ready to book? Contact us today and schedule your gutter cleaning. I thought that was a stiletto, but it's a phone. Hurry, spaces are limited and autumn rains are on the way. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your home, your email, your phone, your website. That's sick. And it's got some hashtags at the bottom as well. Never give it a ballpark figure because they expect it for that. Never give a ballpark figure. Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I don't do this. If you were to say, starting from 50 quid, everyone wants it for 50 quid. And if you tell them 95 quid because you've got a massive house, they're like, hang on, you said it's starting from 50 quid. That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? I'm not saying please, it's way too weird. You're about an hour away from me as I'm in Walsall. Nice, I've got some friends over in Walsall. It's like you have a 5-man office team just having ChatGPT on deck. Yeah, true. 2 seconds, guys. I'm just gonna find this property and give a gutter price. So this one is going to be 13 minutes away, which is fine. We can handle that. It's a bungalow. That's funny. I'm just going to pull the address up. It doesn't make a difference whether you guys see the address or not. I think this is just a funny picture to show you. Look at the picture that's on Google Maps. He's a window cleaner, isn't he? Or gutters. He's doing something over there. This is the property. It's a bungalow. Looks like there's just the gutters on the front there. Only a little job. That will literally take 5 minutes to do that front row gutters. And then where's my little tab gone? We just want to see if they've got a conservatory. So it was this one, wasn't it? Was it that one? There's no conservatories out the back. So that's a very simple one, actually. I reckon that'd be like 65 quid. It's only 7 miles away. Didn't they say dormers? Gutter clean in Inkborough. Oh. Semi-detached dormer, 2-bed house. Have I looked at the wrong house? I have, haven't I? No. What's a dormer? Vertical window that projects from a sloping roof usually illuminates the bedroom. Is it that? Is that a dormer? Number 31. Does that say 17? I can't tell. Is it on the other side of the road? 14? No, that's going to be odd numbers. Room in the attic. They also said semi. I need to know what that number is. Come on, show me the 25. 23? It's going to be one of these, isn't it? $19. Okay, 19. So it's number 31. 19, 21, 23 with the red car. That one's got to be 25. 27. 29. 31. It's got to be that one, isn't it? That one over there. Look on Rightmove or something for the address. Sometimes pictures of the house. Yeah, it looks like you got to go over the garage. Or through the garage if they can open the door. Google Maps should tell you the number from above. What's the address? Nice. It says 31's in the corner there. It's different. But it's also missing like 2 houses in the corner here. So yeah, 27, 29, 31. It should be here. These numbers are wrong. Look, it's got some odd. Yeah, it's that one, isn't it? But again, it's not. That's not going to be a difficult clean. It's just access getting through the back. So it was this one, wasn't it? And there's no conservatory on the back. I'd be happy at like 65 quid for that one. Hello. It would be £65. But they're saying clean. £65 to vacuum them out. Would you like the gutters, fascias and soffits washed too? And then I'll say this would be an additional Let's do an additional £75 for that. Actually, £75 I normally charge for a bigger property. But it would look like that on the side, wouldn't it? So that might be quite... they always blur the numbers out. Just go with the quote and upsell when you're there. Okay. So 65 quid to vacuum them out. And then when I get there, are you interested in having them washed as well? Because I can do that while I'm here if you like. It's going to be an additional 75 quid or whatever. Okay. I'm available on Sunday if that's convenient. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Dan. Good idea. Let's go with that. Thanks for your help on that, everyone. I've always been a bit like worried about showing people's address live on stream and thinking, oh, someone's going to try and contact this person and chip in with like a cheaper quote or something because they've seen it on my stream and they want to try and get the work. But it's like, are you really going to... One, you haven't got their phone number. Are you really going to try and... you're not going to visit this person. Yeah, I've always just been very cautious about showing people's address on stream, but it's information you can find anywhere, I suppose. Just because they've contacted me via text, it doesn't mean you can't, you know what I'm trying to say. I've just been cautious, that's all. They are less likely to say no when you are stood right in front of them. Ooh, this is some good sales techniques that I'm learning tonight from some of you guys. That's a very good point. My issue with upselling on site is that because I'm not totally confident in my pricing just yet, my past experience, I've underquoted. I've gone in cheap because they're in front of me, because I feel like I need to do them a favor. I've gone into too cheap, especially when I've gone to like quote a pressure washing job and I've said, okay, I'll go away, I'll price it up for you, and I'll get back to you tonight. They say, oh, can you just give me like a rough idea of what it's going to be? And I'll be like, it's going to be roughly, about 180 quid or 230 quid or whatever. And every time I've done that, every single time, I've gone in too cheap because I feel like I need to be nice to them. And it's bit me in the arse. I've done it 3 times. Literally, I've only done it 3 times. And every single time, I've underpriced it. Price it in your head before you get there. Yeah, but that's the reason you go and quote in person. It's because you want to see how big the area is. It's like, unless they're sending you good pictures and stuff, you can't really price it before arriving, in my opinion. They have to react there and then rather than sitting there for a day or two thinking it over. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Work it out before you go. I don't know if it's that easy to work it out before you go. In this situation, yes. You are right, yes. For things like pressure washing, when you have to look for access, you have to look for tap pressure, you have to figure out what chemicals you're going to use. Yeah, sorry, Ched. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you guys are right. Good to cleaning and stuff. Reliability and honesty is so important. Again, is that it gives way to word of mouth recommendations, which are the most golden potential customers. That's the marketing, and then you get good at pricing. Yeah, you're right. That's cool that I've had like two inquiries from one of those Facebook community pages. It didn't even have a lot of members on it. Like when I've done Facebook posts in the past, I've done like maybe 1 or 2 community pages. I always go for the ones that have got like thousands and thousands of members. I think, oh, that's the one I want to get. But actually, the more obscure ones, where they've got their own little village page where there's only like a few hundred members, they might be the ones where no one else is advertising, and there's a few people that once you get in that area, you're the only person doing that area. I post to about 40 pages, really, Dan. Do you ever have issues with your posts getting muted and stuff? Are you posting once a week? Because some pages I've noticed you can only post on Mondays, or Mondays and Wednesdays, and that must be quite hard to get, like, keep in track of. Or do you schedule your posts for just Mondays? Because is that what, like, most pages, most community pages, do they say, okay, businesses only post on Mondays? Is that like a common thing? Because I've seen Mondays quite often. Monday seems to be the one they go for. I always add more onto the price when I quote in person, and then drop down the price I originally wanted. Drop down to the price I originally wanted. Okay. Have you guys ever... This is something I've done in the past. And it sounds stupid, right? It sounds like you're an idiot for doing this, because you're missing out on money here. But I've done this on a few occasions, actually, where I've done a job, particularly pressure washing, where it's like a high ticket job. I'm charging like 350 quid. And it's gone really smoothly. Everything's gone to plan. Drainage was great. Water pressure was great. The result is fantastic. Customer's happy. And I thought, you know what, that took like an hour less than I expected it to take. And I'm packed up and I'm ready to go. And I'll be back home in time for lunch, and I can have a bath this afternoon and just chill. You know what I mean? There's jobs like that where when I've invoiced the customer or asked for their or they've asked me for my details or whatever, I've actually just given them a cheaper price and said it didn't take as much time as I thought it was going to take. It didn't take as many chemical treatments as I expected to get the result and stuff. And so here's a £30 or £40 discount. Only for pensioners. Yeah, I don't know. I've done it for anyone, really. And it also does help if they're nice. If they make you a coffee when you get there, ask you if you want any biscuits. Or I've had some people make me a bacon sandwich. Like, those people are the ones you want to hold on to. Because sometimes as well, you know you're going in on the higher end. You're pricing it on the higher end, and so that allows you to sort of rein it back in a bit once the job's gone well, and you think, okay, that didn't actually take me that long. It gives you the flexibility to give them a bit of money back. Maybe do a bit of extra work instead of giving them a discount. You mean? Yeah. Unless you charge extra when it goes pear-shaped, why reduce it if it goes better? Okay, that's a good mindset. I see what you're saying. So you don't charge extra when the job takes longer than you expected. So why would you reduce it? Like it's that balance, isn't it? You've got to do both, else if you're just doing one, you're only losing. I see what you're saying. You're pricing for results and not your time. If it takes you longer, you can't charge more. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't charge for the length of time it takes, because in the cleaning industry, the length of time that it takes generally is based on your equipment, I think. And just because I'm using better equipment, it doesn't mean that I should be charging less. I'm still giving you the same result. And I think my results are good. I think they're above average, and so I can justify my prices by saying, look, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm not going to leave it. Where some other people would walk away thinking, okay, that's acceptable. I want it to look perfect every time, and if it doesn't, I'm sort of disappointed. And or if it doesn't look perfect, it's generally because the surface was far from perfect in the first place. You know what I mean? Equipment and experience comes with a price. Yep. Yeah, you're not paying for the job to be done. You're paying for or in someone else's shoes, you're paying for my 10 years of experience and all this equipment that I've accumulated and all this knowledge, chemical knowledge, methods, all that sort of stuff. In my situation, I've only been going for like just over 2 years now. It was like a year part-time, so it's 12 months just sort of on the side, maybe slightly less, and then over a year now full-time. It's amazing what you can achieve if you just start doing it. Is there anyone in the chat that I know I saw some people in the chat earlier. Is there anyone in the chat right now who wants to take the next step, but they're nervous? Is there anyone that's thinking about starting their business, but they don't really know what to do first, or they're nervous about it, or they don't know whether it's the right move? Or you just hate your job and you want to try something different? Like I'm wondering how many people are watching that are already in the industry, or whether you're watching because you want that push, you know. Do you have a minimum charge for pressure washing? Yeah, it's about 125 quid generally. For me to get in the van and drive somewhere and unpack all my equipment and hook up the hose and fill my tank, and cost of petrol for the pressure washer, just my time basically, particularly when I've got other work on, you know, high ticket work and stuff, it doesn't really make sense for me to accept a pressure washing job for less than that, 125 quid. It's a lot of setup, a lot of preparation. I mean, not all the time. It's not a huge amount of setup, but to a customer, from a customer's perspective, you've gone to the effort of quoting, you're getting out there, setting up, doing the job, cleaning up after yourself, and yeah, I think most people you should have a minimum price. You don't want to be going out and just doing like a little path at the front of someone's house for 40 quid. I mean, maybe when you're just starting out, maybe you do. And if you're like a window cleaner, if it's just like an additional extra, the customer wants you to quickly give something a blast after you've cleaned the windows or before, that might make sense. But if it's your sole job, like it was mine, I was virtually only offering pressure washing until I started slightly expanding my services and stuff. It didn't really make sense for me to go in any less, really. Sunday could work. What time are you thinking? Great. Shall we? This is the one in Inkborough, that little gutter job. Shall we say around 10ish? I always start a little bit later on a Sunday because I don't want people to get angry when I start the vacuum at 8:30 in the morning. Should we say around 9:30? I just realised I said hello twice. I said, hello, can I please take your name and address? And then she's got back to me, and then I said, hello, it would be £65. Sound like a robot. I did a job not long ago where it was an hour drive. I got welcomed with a coffee and a bacon sandwich. So I did their drive and next doors for free. What? 9:30 is good. Perfect. I'll get you booked in. Look forward to seeing you. Sweet, that's 2 jobs booked since I started the live stream tonight. Let's hope the limestone job comes back, eh? That'd be a nice big one. You got a bacon sandwich and a coffee, so you did their drive and next doors for free. That's a big old gesture. How big were the drives? I'm planning on getting into roof and gutter cleaning once I get more cash. Rob says, I hate the job. Really want to do pressure washing. I bought a gutter vac. I need a van now. Yeah, it gets to that point where the amount of equipment that you want to start carrying around with you, you can't do it in a car anymore, really. I was working out of my girlfriend's Toyota RAV4. And I had my little pressure washer in the back and my broom, my heavy duty rubble sacks, and I was doing all my pressure washing jobs from literally just from a car. Neil says, I'm a gardener, but I'm only getting into pressure washing. I did buy a 21 litre per minute machine. I'm applying the principles from gardening, which is excellent. And I'm learning so much from your channel. Oh, Neil, thanks. I'm glad you're learning some stuff. I was told you need to know your day rate, which means how much you want to earn after all expenses. Pure profit equals day rate. Dan, I do think it's good to have a day rate in mind, although I don't like charging a day rate because generally those jobs where people would encourage you to charge a day rate, normally on things like commercial work or jobs are going to take a bit more time, bigger jobs generally, you could be missing out on a great deal of money when it comes to just charging a day rate. For example, my ideal day rate is around about £235. Now that I'm doing this full time, I've got expenses, I've got a van to maintain, I've got insurance to pay, I've got all this other stuff, my fuel. I want to be making around about 235 quid a day. It's not achievable every day, especially this time of year. But if I tell someone that, for example, this school that we've just quoted, for the gutters alone, it's probably going to take me the majority of the day just to vacuum out the gutters. But it's a big old job. And if I was to charge 235 quid to spend the day vacuuming the gutters, where I have done that for a previous school. I'm thinking if this was a residential property, I'd be charging way more than that. If this was a mansion, or if this was like a posh golf course or something, why am I charging a day rate? Because the job's got bigger and it's going to take me more time. I think the reason I'm charging a day rate is because I don't have a pricing structure. I meant if you were squeezing smaller jobs in a day. Yeah, so if you're doing multiple little jobs, you want it to at least add up to your day rate. I understand what you're saying. But there's this thing in especially in the construction industry and stuff. People encourage you to like charge a day rate, but you're leaving so much money on the table. Like, why is it when the job gets bigger and takes longer that you have to then start charging a day rate and earning less money potentially? So I'm charging for 260 meters of gutters on this school. I'm doing 260 times £2.50, which is about 650 quid. It's 265 times £2.50, 662 quid. And it's going to take me like the majority of the day. If I start at 8:30 in the morning, probably be done before 4 o'clock. I'd have guessed. If I was charging a day rate, I'd be earning half that. You know what I mean? So just like, I think just have a pricing structure and just be stubborn and sort of stick to it sometimes. And if the job's massive, yes, bring your price per meter or price per square meter down slightly, just so that the total price isn't crazy. I'm not sure I believe in day rates anymore. Every time I've charged a day rate, I've regretted it. And also there's then an expectation of, hang on, you're charging me a day rate, but you were finished at 2 o'clock. So that's not a day, surely. I think don't tell your customer, if you are going to charge a day rate, don't tell them that you're charging them your day rate, because then they're going to keep an eye on how long you're actually spending there. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something when it comes to day rates. Does anyone here charge day rates? I'm saying the words day rate a lot. I'm expensive then. I charge a minimum of £140 for pressure washing, but I have to lift my pressure washer in and out the van. So there's bad back tax. Yeah, well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're expensive, mate. It's based on your area, isn't it? And how much you're willing to sort of get out of bed for in the morning, I suppose. I had a very cocky guy when he was my best mate growing up, and I hadn't seen him for years. And then I met him in a club once. He went, mate, I don't get out of bed for less than £1,000. I was like, shut up, you sound like a right. He was trying to tell me how he's got this like very successful business. We were both drunk, and I was like, I didn't even know what he was saying to me. I didn't even know what his business was, but he was making out like he's some sort of big shot. He said, mate, I don't get out of bed for less than £1,000. I was like, I've seen what you're driving. You're driving an old bright blue Peugeot 206. So I know for a fact you're not balling. Like, yeah. Who are you trying to fool? I haven't spoke to you in years. You've got nothing to prove to me. So weird when people do that sort of stuff. Nothing wrong with making profit and money, guys. Yep, totally agreed. Take 2 days over it and do your best each day. What, extend the work to 2 days? Is that what you're saying? Instead of doing the job and having it done when it's done, you reckon extend the job to 2 days so they think they're getting value for money? I don't think I agree with that. That might not be what you're saying, but... Mike! Welcome! Mike has become a member. You've upgraded to the boosted members tier. So Chelsea joined as a boosted member, and Mike has just joined as a boosted member as well. Thank you, mate. If you send a request to access the image packs, I'll get that authorized right away for you, sir. Yeah, he was a knob. He was a big knob. And it's people like that that you want to see fail. I don't hate people. I don't generally want to see people fail, but when they're cocky like that, you just think, shut up, mate. He always had a weird thing about wanting people to view him as this like cool. Like he did everything to come across cool. There you go, Mike. That should be done now. Crazy business talk in Fever. It was in Fever. How did you know that, Dan? It wasn't Dan, by the way. How did you actually know it was in Fever? It was in the top. It was upstairs in Fever near the bar. And he was talking about, like, he was joking about spiking girls' drinks as well. I was like, yeah, I don't like you. Don't like you at all. He must spend a lot of time in bed then. That's funny. It's more like, what's the minimum you would want to earn in a day? I'm not putting this well, sorry. No, Dan, it's not you. It's hard to come across. It's hard to explain what you want to actually say when I'm not doing a very good job of reading stuff, and also it's difficult to communicate while you're typing. I totally get it. I'm just making assumptions based on what you're saying, so I'm probably getting it wrong 90% of the time. Yeah, it's good to have an idea of what you want to earn per day, at least, and try and hit that consistently. And some days you might blow it totally out of the water, and other days you might not get anywhere near it. But yeah, working out your running costs plus what you want to be making in profit is always a good idea. I don't do day rates. I'm a business first, worker second. Maximize profit. Business first, worker second. What do you mean by that, Alpha View? That's an interesting thing that you've said there. I meant on my last message, I only just got into pressure washing. In gardening, I went down that rabbit hole of per hour / per day. Pricing is the only way. I generally earn over £30 / £80 an hour now gardening. Yeah, when you break it down into what I earn per hour, it's ridiculous. Like the job I did earlier today, and I earned £90 an hour. It probably took me a little bit longer than an hour, but you're not taking into account the travel time, the cost of fuel, the cost of insurance, the cost of everything that goes towards running your business, cost of advertising, all that additional stuff. People say, oh, you've only spent an hour here. How are you charging me 90 quid? It's like, well, that's not an accurate reflection of what I've actually spent to be here today. But when you just say it like that, it does sound like a ridiculous amount of money to be earning per hour. I didn't say 90 quid just to one-up you, by the way. I've just noticed you put £30 to £80 an hour. I'm not trying to one-up you by saying £90 an hour. That's literally how much I just charged the lady. £90 to clean her gutters out front and back, and the side, and her conservatory. So it took me just over an hour. He hasn't got out of bed in 5 years. Where else would it be? Yeah, it was Fever's the place for business chat. I need to get the Google Red, don't I? But not Google Red. YouTube Red. YouTube Prime. YouTube. No advert YouTube. Is the music too loud or is it okay? That is what I'm saying. If the customer is happy for you to make 600 quid by 2 p.m, then more power to you, bud. I'd be well up for that too. Yeah. I'm guilty of calculating my work on a day rate only on certain jobs. My day rate is 300 quid. I keep this in my head. That's generally the minimum I want to earn, but I don't tell the punter this. Yeah. You don't want to be telling the customer what your day rate is. But it's very good to have an idea of what you want to earn per day. Your pay is about a third of your hourly charge, as 2/3 is overheads, etc. You reckon 2/3 is overheads? Sounds like a lot when you put it like that, doesn't it? Because you got to remember as well, tax. You got to put 20% of it straight into tax. Oh, Dan, thank you, mate. Thanks for saying hello and chipping in. I like seeing your name in the chat. Yeah, we'll do something again soon. I'm going on holiday next week. We're going to Paphos. Yeah, I'll see you soon, mate. It can be £19 an hour, but it's not a normal 9 to 5 job. Yeah, that's the other thing to consider, is you're not getting a £90 job every hour of the day. That was the only job I did today.
I'm so desperate to see you.
Oh, Coda. Come on, girlie. Oh! Hello. Oh. What's wrong with you?
I just nailed shouting at people going, not like Friday. She goes, it's my man. We did it 3 times. It came, sorted her out. Rhoda came and she lay next to us.
Oh. You just want to come up and see me? Is she unsettled then, knowing I'm up here?
I'm so unsettled.
Really?
You should lie on the floor.
Yeah.
Leave those trousers on there.
Lie down. No, not up there. Lie down. Good girl. Little cutie. Yeah, you're not getting like a £90 job every hour of the day. So what sounds like £90 an hour, it's actually £90 for that hour, minus the half an hour it took you to get there and the half an hour it's going to take you to go back. And then, yeah, I didn't have anything else on that day, today. So it's like, yeah, I'd like to be earning 235 quid every day, but today I only earn 90 quid, so some days are great, some days are you really take a hit on it. I pay myself a wage from the business rather than having it all. Example, I did 540 quid in gutter cleans for 1 day. Jesus! But I pay myself £100 a day. You did 540 quid in gutter cleans for 1 day. Is that residential or like a commercial job? Because that's a well-paying... That's great. You only charged 90 quid today? Yes. I only had 1 job on this afternoon. I was editing the video this morning. and I had a very late notice gutter job come in, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to get straight out to that today.
Where are you staying? Or are you coming down?
Yeah, things are quiet at the moment, man. It's tough. Tax included, 2/3. How long will the van last, etc.? yeah, upgrades as well. Need a new van soon, probably next year. Maybe if you have a weekly goal, it can help you earn £100 one day and keep smiling. Then onto £300 days. Averaging a good week, rough with the smooth, etc. Yeah, it is about getting into that mindset of understanding, what am I watching? I love this guy, but this looks disgusting. Drain clean in Australia. He's hilarious. Yeah, you do have to get yourself into the mindset of understanding that some days are going to be great and some days are going to be awful. And that's with things going wrong as well. Sometimes things go really well and sometimes everything goes wrong, which was like the premise of my latest video. Just stuff just kept going wrong. Stuff was breaking. The jobs don't always go as planned. And it's like, it's the same with the money. Sometimes the money comes in, sometimes it's not so good. Enjoy Cyprus, thank you. You are correct with costs, they are up my arse. I spent about 11 grand on equipment, excluding the van. I want to buy a backpack blower for 500 quid, so hourly and daily rates are irrelevant. We are a business, yeah, totally agree. That is one huge mutt I wouldn't want to but the food for. I wouldn't want to buy the food for him. Yeah, she eats more than we do, I reckon. I can't charge per hour as I like to take my time to make sure I do a proper job, plus stopping to chat with a customer. Yeah, I need to... The other switch I need to flick in my brain is not trying to rush the job. I always get the result, so the quality is always there, but in my head I'm always trying to get in and out as quickly as possible, and when things start to go wrong I start to panic and think, oh, I'm not going to be done when I thought I was going to be done, or that, you know, and I'm like, well, my jobs are spaced far enough apart where it doesn't matter if I spend an extra hour at someone's house. Like, it's not a problem. In my head, I'm panicking, but I should actually just... I just need to relax and take that extra time to sit and chat with a customer for like 10 or 15 minutes. I feel like I can't afford that time to spend with the customer just talking about nonsense. Or if something doesn't go quite right, I feel like I've lost time, and that's really bad. But it's like, I'm not losing anything. I've got nothing to rush home back, like to rush back home for. I'm still going to be working when I get home. I'm still going to fire up the laptop and do quotes and admin and stuff. Like, residential, I have a row of customers and 2 wanted their gutters cleared. The rest saw what I was doing and I ended up doing 6 out of the 10 houses. That's crazy. You managed to get 6 jobs in one road off of the back of 2. That's very good. How did you acquire those customers? Was it dropping leaflets? Or was you doing work for them anyway? Was it a window cleaning round? Or I'm very interested. I've only got 1 job booked in this week, but constantly keeping an eye out for more work. Yeah, so now, since starting the stream, I've got... Well, I did 1 today. I've got 1 booked in for Wednesday morning, 1 booked in for Sunday. I'm working with Solar Secure UK this week, I mentioned to Callum that I'm a bit quiet, and he's offered me, because his buddy's on holiday, he's offered me 2 days work, Thursday, Friday. 150 quid a day. You can't really say no to that, can you? That's very nice of him. It's a very, very, very good day rate for a bit of labour. Particularly when this isn't my forte. I don't do pigeon proofing. I'm just going to be cutting some wire, getting up a ladder, passing it up to him, and it's, you know, I'm very, very grateful that he's offered me some work, and that'll keep things ticking over. He's just done this new website. I think he got quite a big job off the back of someone had seen the live stream, I think, that I did with him, and they got in touch and said, can you pass me the number for your mate that does panel proofing, because I've got a big job for him. This is pretty cool. Like, he uses some of my pictures and I use some of his, that we've on jobs that we've done together, and he's lending my GVS 3600 at the moment, that one. I don't know if you can see it very well on stream, but he's renting this off me. So that's another bit of income. I'm charging him £40 a week to rent this vacuum, just until he can sort of get his own. I don't know if I'm oversharing at the moment, but this is what this is all about. Honesty, isn't it? It's just communicating, and I think this is why people tune in and watch the videos, is because I'm not really holding back. And there are times where I think maybe I should keep this to myself, but other times, like, I don't really know why. I'm not going to be losing anything by sharing stuff. When your business makes the money, you can pay yourself a wage, but the battle is getting there. Yeah, I mean, I pay myself £2 grand a month, and then the rest of the money that the business earns stays in the business. So two grand covers all of my bills, you know, shopping and all that sort of stuff. All my fuel is paid for from the business account, so that's not coming out of my personal wages or anything like that. So any business expense is paid for from the business account, and then I get £2 grand a month for myself, for my bills, for the home, for shopping, and then I've got a little bit of extra spending money left over at the end of every month. But I'd recommend, I mean, I've got a video that I did recently about how to sort of start your business in the UK, and I think this has got some, the video didn't do so well, like it wasn't one of my better performing videos, but it's got some information in there that I think, even if you've already started your business and you're fairly established, I think it's got some good values, that things like keeping your finances separate, so business, personal, having a business bank account, and when you need to start paying tax, all that sort of stuff. So I think if anyone is thinking about getting into it, or if you've recently gotten into it, I think that video might be beneficial to some of you if you're interested. I need a wee. There are more efficient ways of working, but you need to maintain quality. True. Quality is key. I've always told my kids, if you rush, you will mess up stuff, so take your time and do it right. Yeah, you're right. Leaflet other houses by where you are doing gutter cleaning. That way they hear you're cleaning, and leaflet seems to be an invitation to come and ask for a quote. You know, when you do that, At what point in the job are you doing that? Ideally, I'd have someone with me while I'm cleaning the job, while I'm doing the gutter clearing, the vacuum's going, it's all nice and loud and I'm bothering everyone. At that point, I'd like to send someone out around the street to hand out gutters or to post leaflets through people's doors at that point. That would be ideal. Once I've done it afterwards, I'm sort of leaving straight afterwards. And it's like, before you start the vac up, so before you've even done the job, you're handing leaflets out. That's interesting. I'm just going to go for a wee. I will be back in a sec. Oh man, adverts, man. I'll be 2 seconds.
The only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
We've created some artificial intelligence software. It is the first of its kind in the whole globe.
Today I'm going to be explaining why these are some of the hardest slabs to clean, but first we're going to do a walk around the property and clean out some really nasty gutters. If you like this sort of stuff, make sure you're subscribed and leave a thumbs up on the video. Hi guys, welcome to the video. I just want to let you know straight off the bat that I actually underpriced this job, and there's a couple of reasons contributing to why I did that. The first one being that I've actually ignored some of the previous advice that I've given you guys. Check the water pressure. This customer had quite low water pressure coming from the tap, meaning I had to stop the pressure washer about every 20 minutes to wait for the tank to fill back up, which is very annoying. And the second thing was poor drainage. All of the drains around the property were actually at high points on the patio, meaning the water actually travels away from the drains and ends up pooling on different areas of the patio. And it's just very annoying at the end when you're trying to wash everything down and you're left with all these dirty patches because of standing water. Also, the original quote included a pressure wash and a chemical treatment on all of the slabs around the property. The decking that you can see in the background, we were going to give it a wash and a biocide treatment. And then the gutters, we're going to get a good vacuum out, and then we were going to actually wash the externals of the gutters as well. About a week before I was due to start work, the lady sent me a message to say that she's had a nasty vet bill. One of the dogs has fallen ill and that she could only afford to get part of the work done. Now, as you know, I like to break down my quotes for the customer so that they can see exactly what they're paying for. And when I priced the job, I was pricing it based on all of the work being complete on the same day. And so I priced each service slightly cheaper than I would have done if I was to do these jobs on their own. And so when she changed her mind and decided to not go ahead with the decking and the gutter wash, it meant that my earnings for that day were almost cut in half. And it's through no fault of the customer, but it's very hard to increase your quote once you've written it all down. And to be honest, it's not something that I'd do anyway. Part of me thinks I should write out some terms and conditions. Part of me thinks I should start Sorry about that. Another string to the bow. They were window cleaning customers, so I was already due to clean the windows, but two asked me to do the gutters as well. Had the machine out and it attracted attention. That's nice. That's I suppose that's a good thing of having a window cleaning round, is you can upsell all the other services too. Another thing for me, I quote 99% in person. I can go in high and apply the discount if they think it's toppy. I've not heard that word before. Toppy. Too pricey. I'm looking forward to this job, doing some solar panel cleaning for my Sean. Welcome. Another boosted member. That's 3 tonight. Insane. Welcome to the club, mate. Thank you so much. If you want to put in your share access request for the photo packs, then feel free. I'm looking forward to this job, doing some solar panel cleaning for a solar panel management company, which I hope it may lead to more. Yeah, definitely. Express that interest as well. Say, look, I'm hoping this leads to more work with you guys. Like, if you enjoy the work and you have the capacity to take on a decent chunk of work from them, actually express your interest. Some people, they sit back and they hope, and they think, oh, that went really well, I hope it leads to more stuff. But they don't tell that person their intentions or what they want. They just sort of assume that that person knows. So I think it's always good to be honest with people. And I've even told, like, people have got this weird pride thing where they think they need to impress everyone by telling everyone how busy they are and stuff. But I think it's quite valuable to tell people things are getting a bit quiet, especially with customers. I've said to customers recently, like, pressure washing season is coming to an end. I'm hoping, the gutter. I'm hoping I get more inquiries about gutters and stuff this time of year, because this is around about where people are thinking about having their gutters cleaned. And like, people can empathise with you, and if they want to see you succeed, they might even be able to help you, and they might think about recommending you to their friend or their daughter or their neighbour. People seem to they want to keep up appearances and show people, like, it's a Facebook thing, I think, where everyone you only post the good stuff, and so everyone thinks you're doing really well. They don't know the struggles, and that sometimes translates into like real life as well. I'm not proud. I don't mind letting people know when things aren't quite going to plan. Yeah, I think it's good to let people know your intentions, or let people know what you want. Be upfront and honest about what you want. Good luck with that solar panel job, though, if that does go well and you can get more work with them. So Callum from Solar Secure, he's just done some work installing some solar panels with another company. They're sort of training him to install them, and so that might be something that he's going to start offering as well, which is pretty cool. Not doing all the wiring and stuff, just literally installing the panel, so that this other company could come in and do the wiring, so it knocks like a big chunk off of their day. Thanks again, Sean. I really appreciate you joining the becoming a member. Thank you, mate. You should work as a team if possible, where they offer a roof clean before fitting the solar panels, and could sell as a safety aspect, so it's not slippery when fitting panels. Yeah, if you can get in with a company that will offer your services as a part of a package, like, we can offer just a solar panel installation, or if you'd like your roof cleaned beforehand, or your gutters cleaned as well during, it'll be this much, and then they just send you the job. You go and do that bit, and then they do the solar panels. It's finding a company it's finding like a business who will frequently recommend you, though, I think is the problem. I think some people, they forget, they're so involved in their own work and trying to advertise their own business that they forget to, which is understandable. They might not be thinking about selling your service, but if it benefits them and they can add their own 15% on top of a service that you're offering, sort of like subcontracting, isn't it? Leaflet before you start the backup. Your channel has helped me loads over the months. Keep up the good work. Oh, thanks, Dan. Thank you, mate. I'm glad people are finding it helpful. That's the only reason I do it. That's how I built my window cleaning roundup leaflet before starting. Then they can see you in action. That's interesting. I was literally thinking about it this morning. If I leaflet first, that's quite like cocky. This was just what was going through my head. it's cocky to leaflet first, because that customer has got in contact, they've asked you to come and do a job, you've pulled up, you've introduced yourself and all that sort of stuff, and then before you've even started work, you've buggered off down the road handing leaflets out. I can appreciate and understand how it would work better for you, but I don't know if that's a good look for the customer. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I think about it. I think I'd feel a bit weird doing that. It's worked for Ben's Gutters. Ben's is like a big Ben's is a big gutter clearing company, isn't it? They do work like everywhere across the UK. They put these leaflets through people's doors that look handwritten, saying I'm in your area. Is it true that they put the price on, that they quote as they're putting it through your door, so you've got an instant price for your gutters? It's obviously been very successful for them. They put out hundreds of thousands of leaflets. I might have made that bit up about the price. Yes, before starting, only tried it once on Friday and had 2 out of 6 houses on the close ask for quotes. Booked in this week. I think I'm a little bit concerned that I've just had all these leaflets printed saying I'm in your area, but you've got to really read it to see that I offer gutter cleaning. I know it's backwards, but I've just got the little text down here: gutter cleaning, PVC cleaning. The rest of it is about pressure washing. And I don't know if people are going to take the time to realise I clean gutters. So I think I might have dropped the ball on that and made a slight mistake. And I've misjudged the time of year. Maybe I should have done this. Yes, Smelts pressure washing, so they know I do pressure washing, but maybe the face image, instead of a pressure washing job, maybe that should have been a gutter clearing job. And I've got before and afters on the back. Maybe one of those should have been at least gutter clearing. I think I've messed up slightly on that, because while I'm clearing gutters, if I'm poking these through people's doors, they might not necessarily think, oh, Smelts pressure washing, that's the guy that's doing the gutters over there. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll have to print some more. But again, it's like, do I invest that money and time into designing another leaflet, having another 2,000-3,000 leaflets delivered? I shouldn't I, really? Because if this is something I'm going to be advertising going forward, I always feel like leaflets are temporary for some reason. I feel like I've made this leaflet, I'm probably only going to use this for 3 or 4 months, and then the information on here will be irrelevant. But I think that's because my phone number changed last time I started doing gutters. And so all the gutters that I had printed were useless because the phone number was wrong on them. Am I saying gutters? I meant leaflets. All the leaflets that I had printed had the wrong phone number on them. And so I had to put them all in the bin. But that's not the case for these now. These are good leaflets. And these are going to be perfect for pressure washing season, but maybe I need to do another one for gutters. And how are you guys poking these leaflets through people's doors? Because probably 5 out of 10 houses that I'm poking these through, they're all folding up in the it's getting late. The flap. What's it called? The post flap. The post flap. What's the bit called that's in the door? It's a post box. Post box. Letterbox. Thank you. I get very thick leaflets like postcards. I feel like if I had like a ruler, you know, like a plastic ruler, I could poke that in first and then slide that underneath. But then then I'll be carrying a stack of leaflets, a ruler, and then I've got to like put the stack of leaflets between my legs to put the ruler in, to use the other hand to put the... Maybe I need a bag. Little leaflet bag. Ooh. I've got one of them man bags, like a Puma man bag that goes over my shoulder. That doesn't look terribly professional though, does it? I can see why you do it before, as they might pick up the leaflet and hear the noise and it will draw attention. If I don't have a lot in that day, I'm doing a gutter, I'll knuckle the neighbours. Are you actually knocking and saying hi, just let you know I'm in the area? If you want your gutters cleared, let me know. Because I don't knock, I literally just post them. Good advice. My plan is to complete the job and then ask if they have some more work. I want them to see my results first, and I think possibly that's what they're doing. Yeah, it's good to do a good job and then say, look, I've done a good job, sort of thing. Do you want anything else doing while I'm here? I offer this, this, and this. Hey man, whereabouts did you get your high pressure hose quick connect fittings? I got mine from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. If you go on my website, smout.club, and go to Trusted Suppliers, this one here, Pressure Washer Sales and Service, get in touch with those. They can post out whatever you need. You'd have to call them though. Or you can shop at PWS. They've probably got some fittings on their website. AC pressure washers, they also do that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, you can find them all here on my website. Rutland Pumps probably do them as well. Yeah, I'm certain they do. Sorry, I am working my way down the questions and comments and stuff. Sorry, I'm taking so long. Maybe pull up and down the road a little first, then park by the job. Yeah, so don't introduce yourself and then bugger off and do a bunch of leaflets. Do the leaflets first and then pull up at the job. Yeah, maybe. For pressure washing, you could leaflet the evening before, so it's in their mind, and then when you turn up the next day and see, they will be intrigued. That's a good point. Maybe not the night before, because that's a lot of effort to go to the job the night before, do all that. But maybe when you're going to quote the job and you're fairly certain they're going to go with your quote, at that point you can leaflet drop. And then when you're actually booked in and you go and do the job, people are reminded, oh, that's the chap that put the leaflet through my door. Hooper Garden Services, I've not seen your name in the chat before. Welcome to the stream. Hi, can I ask about the Parker 3100 you used for the first year? In your 6 Things video, you said you used their turbo nozzle, but now they say it's not suitable. You found it worked okay though. I did, yes. Yeah, I don't know if they've changed it or if they've changed the machine. But when I bought that turbo nozzle, it said suitable for this machine. Maybe they've had a complaint from someone and they said it's not the right nozzle or whatever, and they've changed the advice they're giving on it or something. I'm not sure. It's the one I purchased. Did you ever try a buffer tank on that machine? No, I never needed one. It was only pulling, I think, 11 or 12 litres per minute. So I never had a situation. Well, I had one situation where the water pressure was so low I couldn't actually do the job. And that's not a job I would have wanted to do anyway, even if I did have a buffer tank. It would have taken so long to fill up. I'd have spent hours on the job, honestly. But no, at around 11 litres per minute, you can generally get away with most taps drawing straight from the customer's tap without a buffer tank. That, based on that video, I reckon that Parker machine must have sold so well. It's had a fair amount of views, and I get questions constantly on that video asking which turbo nozzle to buy and all this sort of stuff. That exact question that you just asked. I think I think Parker brand are probably getting sick of people coming to the website from my video. Thinking about taking it down and making a new one, but I'm just like sort of sharing my journey, because that's the machine I started with. I'm sure there are better ones for a similar price, but can you really argue with 180 quid to get started in the industry? You know what I mean? That it's 190 quid including VAT. I don't know how they've managed to do it that cheap. I think it was like 305 pound when I bought it, and I thought it was cheap at that point. But it says very clearly it's not suitable for commercial use. This is the turbo they have on their website. The nozzle is compatible with our 2900 model and not the 3100 model. I don't think it says the nozzle size, so you can't sort of work it out yourself. They are nationwide, but it looks handwritten, so it looks personal. Yeah, yeah, it's quite effective. I've seen some of the other people in my Discord have done like a handwritten style one. Jake, maybe if you had another person with you, you might feel better, as you can start the work and then the other person do the leaflets. That would be ideal. That's what I'm going to see if Sophie will do on Wednesday when we're working together. While I'm starting the job, she can go off and hand some leaflets out once we've unpacked the van and got everything set up and stuff. Separate leaflets for specific services. Yeah, I think you might be right. And for specific times of year as well. Yeah. New leaflets for gutters in autumn, winter. Yep. Do you put a sandwich board outside every property you are working on? No. No, I've barely invested any money into any sort of advertising. I think the van is enough. I don't think I need a van, a sign written van, and one of those boards outside the property. It doesn't really make sense to me. But if you didn't have a sign written van, I could see the use for a board. And some like construction workers, they'll leave the board out for like 2-3 weeks after they've completed the job, and then they have to remember to go back and pick it up and stuff. I've just realised the top guy who did all the innovation for the Dew Point PV and started that company is a customer of mine in my other business. I may call him. DuPont PV. Oh. Solar panel stuff. Yeah, that'd be a good contact to have. Definitely. Sorry, 2 secs. Yeah, 3 hours in, more coffee needed. Are we 3 hours in? Oh my god, almost, well, 3.5 hours just gone. I'm still feeling alright, to be fair. Getting late, isn't it? I get very thick leaflets like postcards. Where did you get the leaflets from or make? I made them on Vistaprint. Quite a reasonable price. Very intuitive website if you want to make a cool leaflet. Like, it's not difficult. And there's so many different templates and stuff. You can make it look exactly how you want to make it, basically. Much easier than starting from scratch, designing your own in Photoshop or whatever. Post them sideways with your finger in the middle. Like that. Or just shove your whole hand through like that. That's a good idea. And then you can like slide it forward with your thumb. Do you ever worry about like a dog being on the other side of the door? Because I've put a big sticker. I've put a big sticker on our letterbox because sometimes Coda's on the other side, and she will, if something comes through that door, she will snap someone's hand off. So I've put a big "Beware of the dog" sticker. If someone were to put their hand through our letterbox, I'm always slightly concerned about that. Have a look at Green Pro Clean. He bends the leaflets around a spatula and pokes it through the letterbox. That's a good idea. It looks a bit weird you carrying a spatula down the street with you. Put the leaflets through with a wooden spoon. Gets past the brushes and the dogs. I've been printing my own leaflets. I'm printing my own flyers, but I may look into ordering some more professional ones from a print house. Yeah, I mean, do you design your own? You've been printing your own, but have you designed your own as well? Because I think Vistaprint's quite good. Oh dear. Responded to you on Discord about Google Earth. If anyone wants to be a part of this Discord group, I think I'm very active on this group. Like, you can get in touch with me. You can chat to me virtually anytime, day or night. I'm generally around. We share quotes with each other. We help each other out. Share our before and after pictures that stuff we're working on. Do you use 3D or 2D view on Google Earth? We actually did one earlier together. If you're using a 3D view, let me see if I can do an example here. You might not be able to see it that well. Let's see. I'm assuming you mean like you can turn on like 3D buildings and stuff. I don't know where their settings are gone because I've got this projects tab now. The settings seems to have gone. Oh, here we go. 3D buildings. Occasionally the 3D buildings can give you like a distorted, older view. If you turn off 3D buildings, occasionally you can get like newer newer map information. So I always have that turned off when